Well. Welcome in, everybody. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had an amazing 2021. Man, we are and a reminder being in Alabama, I'm in Central Time, but on the Eastern Time Zone, we are 49 minutes and counting away from the new year. In fact, that reminds me, let me get my phone set up. I'm going to put on Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve with what the hell's his name? Seacrest? I don't know, but I'll drop the link here in a few. Let's hang out for a bit, man. Had a long day at work, but a great day overall, man. And again, I put a video out. I premiered it. I don't know who tuned in or whatever, but again, I will say thank you all for an amazing 2021. Here's to many more years of Ballard Sports Media on here, and just many more to come. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what God has in store for me next year for this channel. You know, as a Christian, just trust Him and see what He has for me. Honestly, and I've come a long way. But again, I'm not going to make it all about me. But I will say, I don't know who you are or whatever, but man, put next year in God's hands and watch Him do something amazing with it. I'm telling you, I'm going to miss this year in 2021. It was a great year overall. Some ups and downs, but it was a great year, and especially just meeting a lot of great people on here. I'm thankful for each and every one of you, and appreciate you. Gonna go live tomorrow. Catch you around 4:50 Eastern before the 5 o'clock Rose Bowl game. Considering I had to work, so I didn't really get a chance to go live for the semifinals, but no work tomorrow. I do have to work Sunday, though, but season 4 of the Unprofessional Sports Show featuring myself will be live tomorrow night. But prior to that, and again, I have it scheduled for the Unprofessional Sports Show. It might not be exactly. We'll have to see what happens with the Rose Bowl, but I'm going to go live for that. And then it's possible right after I'll do the show, or maybe even if there's still time, then I guess I'll go live at 9 o'clock. But anyways, I love you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and drop the StreamYard link, man, and we'll get into it. We'll let you guys on. Let's talk some college football. Let's look at these semifinals. Definitely want to review these games. And I don't know about you. I mean, not that Georgia won the game that disappointed, but man, Michigan. And again, the thing, we'll get to it in a second. I want to look at Bama Cincinnati first and give my thoughts as a fan and overall what happened in this game. But I will go ahead and say for for Georgia and Michigan, which just finished up the Orange Bowl. Michigan tried at least. I mean, they were making a good effort, but still. Give me 1 second. So we'll preview, or not preview, but recap the Cotton Bowl first, and then I guess look at the Orange Bowl. And I'll be honest, I kind of set this up last minute. I'm just like, yeah, it's been a long day, but it being New Year's Eve, I'll go live for you guys. But so I'm kind of making the banners here real quick, if you bear with me. But overall, man, I mean, these games were just they were disappointing to me, really. Anyway, so let's get into this. I'm going to recap them on my own, and then give my thoughts on them, and then we'll get you guys on. I promise. But anyways, starting with the Cotton Bowl, Alabama 27, Cincinnati 6. a little surprising in a way. I mean, Cincinnati's defense really came prepared. Now, I knew that this was going to happen. I mean, I don't think people expected a blowout like a 50 to nothing type of thing. But did anyone expect Alabama to be under 27 or really under 30 points? They scored um, 27. It was 7-3 at the end of one. They outscored Cincinnati 10-0 in the second. They go up at halftime 17-3. The tide rolled. But I'll tell you what, Ja'Cory Brooks had a heck of a game. If you don't remember him from the Iron Bowl, he didn't get the game winning like overtime catch, but he had a heck of a game. I think he actually got the game tying catch in the corner of the end zone if you go back and look at it. But overall, when I look at this game in the Cotton Bowl, um, you know, and again, I went back and I saw highlights of it. And what I did see, because again, I was at work, but what I did see, for the most part, Cincinnati was, you know, playing like a playoff team. This was a 21-point game. Now, I don't know at what point, and I know I've talked about it before, but, and I'll hear from you guys. I mean, tell me what margin, what deficit, what margin of victory is the blowout limit? Is 21 points a blowout? Because, I mean, when I look at this, like 27-6, right? 27-6. On paper, when I see a score like that, I say, oh, okay, yeah. It's a margin. If it's like a 55-6, oh, 27-6, I say, well, Bama struggled a bit. Cincinnati, hung in there. Like truly. It was crazy. A group of five team got in, and quite honestly, Cincinnati looked very competitive. Desmond Ritter, 17 of 32, no touchdowns, but 144 yards passing. That's great. Bryce Young looked phenomenal, Mr. Heisman, but he didn't really have his best game, but 17 to 28, 181 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. It's not too bad, honestly. Overall, I give credit to Cincinnati and their defense. I see you in there, Nate. What's going on? Ja'Cory Brooks, though, highlight of the game, 4 receptions, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Receiving for Cincinnati, 4 receptions for 55 yards. Jerome Ford, a key back. He got 15 carries for 77 yards. It looked great overall. You look at the team stats, though, how Alabama won this game, and forget the whole, well, they're Alabama. Of course they won this game. They had 482 yards. Overall, outside of the scoreboard, Cincinnati still looked pretty good. They had 13 first downs. They were able to control some good time of possession. It wasn't too much for Alabama. They were just over half of the game at 33 minutes of game time to Cincinnati having 26 minutes. They had over 200 yards in total of offense. That's still pretty good, honestly. And it was incredible. I see you back there, Ugga Boy. I'll get you in a second, buddy. Overall, Cincinnati gave Bama a game, and it was one of those where Alabama, they made big plays. They still had to punt a couple times. James Burnett, the Australian punter, going out there a couple times this afternoon, but no big deal. Shake it off. They're Alabama. They found a way to get it done. Cincinnati, I would say, showed that they can compete. They had some key players in this game like Myjah Sanders or, Ahmed Gardner, the corner. That was a key matchup I wanted to see, was him on a guy like Ja'Cory Brooks, who led this game in receiving, or whether it be like Jameson Williams or whoever it would be. It was incredible. And Robinson, talk about Bama being able to run the ball. Brian Robinson out there, he comes off injury, comes in this game, and he looks amazing. 26 carries, 204 yards. See here, he had a stiff arm. Again, I'll have to go back and watch some more highlights of this game just to overall see it, but I did get to see highlights once I got home from work, and it looked like they did incredible. Again, I'll be honest, I did have to work. Um, Everyone in the store was just like going nuts, like, "Oh, we got this." But overall, when I look at this game, I sit there and I say, congrats to Cincinnati. Don't hang your heads. You held Alabama. You held the Heisman winner under 40 points, let alone under 30 points. If you're Cincinnati, hats off to you. This was incredible. I told y'all, these were going to be, it doesn't have to be a one possession game to make it a good game. This was two possession, three possession, 21 points. Okay, three touchdowns. But still, like under 30 points, Bama. How many teams can say that they held a Heisman winning quarterback in a great offense under 30 points? How many can say that? Not a lot, truly. So if you're Cincinnati and you're Luke Fickell is amazing, by the way. And I don't think this is a one-time thing. It not that Cincinnati's going to up and rise and make the semifinal every year or do this or that, but I really do like Luke Fickell. Now, I think he could get something going at Cincinnati, but I'll hold my breath. But 27-6, Alabama over the Bearcats. If you're Cincinnati, you held them under 30 points, let alone 40, whatever. You played a great defensive game. The problem was not the defense of Cincinnati, but they couldn't put drives away, and Will Anderson and company were just out there left and right for Alabama. They looked incredible. Overall, I mean, Alabama just had a great defensive game. They played one of their better games, of the year. I mean, Alabama did throw a pick. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was a pick six. If memory serves right. But when you look at it too, let me actually share the team stats real quick. And let's look at this. So first downs, 27 for Alabama, 13 for Cincinnati. Cincinnati had 3 chances on fourth down to convert. They were 0 for 3. Bama was 1 of 1. Cincinnati 2 of 12 on third down. Alabama 5 of 13. Total yards. This is where Alabama won the game. More passing yards, but it was actually pretty close. Cincinnati was able to move the ball pretty effectively, expose the secondary of guys like Jordan Battle and company for the Tide. Bryce Young again threw a pick. No picks for Desmond Ridder. But ultimately, I mean, that wasn't really much of a game-changing factor or anything. Alabama was able to run the ball. That's where Cincinnati messed up, folks. They only had 74 yards rushing. You have to hit at least 100, if not 150 yards rushing in a game if you want to keep up with Alabama. Cincinnati could not run the ball. They could not. Both teams had 6 penalties, by the way. Alabama had an interception thrown. They had a turnover, obviously, and they had more time of possession. Cincinnati could not get off the field on third down at times a little bit, and Alabama was able to hold on to the offense, hold on to the ball, and whenever they were up, they just kept eating up game clock, getting closer and closer to, just being at the end of this game. And again, they will go to Indianapolis, play at Lucas Oil for the national title game coming up a week from Monday. I believe it'd be a week from this Monday on January 10th. And again, they will play the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll get to that game here in a second. But again, overall, looking at this one, 27-6, Alabama. Happy New Year, Alabama fans. We're going back to the national title. But again, you got to tip your hat to Cincinnati, holding a great, amazing, elite offense and a Heisman winning quarterback. I mean, under 30 points, that's something special. Overall, when I look at this Cotton Bowl, Bama did some things right defensively, and they did some things right offensively, but it wasn't enough to, make it the blowout or anything I think that some people out there might have expected it to be. But overall, I think it was a great game. And you got to give props to the Tide. From a Bama fan, roll Tide. We got the W. I'm excited. Ugga boy, sorry to keep you waiting, buddy. What's up?
How about them dogs?
Woo! Okay, now we have to get to the Orange Bowl. I'm gonna get my good friend on
Dude,
here.
this is
Anyone's welcome on here. By the way, I dropped the link.
this is what we've seen for 12 weeks, and this is what everybody could not believe in the SEC championship game when we played y'all because it was complete dominance, man. Georgia is unreal when they don't play Alabama, right?
Right. But there's something that gets them flustered. But again, we just recapped Bama Cincinnati. I'll ask you your thoughts on that in a second. But real quick, dude, I
Stetson
gotta
Bennett
hear
for
from
Heisman.
Oh, hell no.
Dude,
Okay.
look, I'm just going to say this and be the end of it. I still see on Twitter after this game people that are hollering for JT Daniels. Let me just tell you this right now. We're going to ignore the retard. Well, I shouldn't say that. We should ignore the idiots. All right, and let's just move on because we're well past that. Okay, Stetson Bennett can do everything to win a national championship for Georgia. We just got to execute. We got to beat Alabama, right? Matthew Stafford, Aaron Murray, they've all suffered L's to Alabama, so the excuses are over. It's just
beat them I hate to say it, but Matt Stafford did beat them. Let's not
right.
forget. I mean, it's
In
not like it's out of the
2007.
norm.
Right, but I'm talking about 2008. He lost him and AJ Green. But what I'm saying is Aaron Murray lost to Alabama. So there's been quarterbacks that's lost, right? So the excuses are over. And and JT, I hate to tell you, if you're listening to the stream, go back out west because you're not a good fit for Georgia. I'm just telling you. I'm sorry, I'm over my head, dude.
Yeah. So let me say this. Let's look at this game. I understand you're a dog fan. You're very excited. Now you have a chance at Alabama again. And a lot of people say, it's hard to beat the same team twice. My first question, I guess, would be, do you trust Kirby in a rematch game like that? And especially a game like this? That's my first question. I'll let you answer that, and then we'll get into this one.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think at this point, Kirby's going to have to show Georgia, like we've talked about, can they beat Alabama? This is going to be a huge disappointment if they lose to Alabama again. I mean, Orange Bowl champs is sweet and all, but you want to win your conference, you still want to win the national championship, and
especially if you're in the SEC,
right? And if the same team beats you twice and you dominated everybody all year long, including Michigan, geez, man, this is such a disappointment. It's to the point where now, look, we could say I had a buddy call me a while ago. He was an Alabama fan, and he told me, man, Georgia looks good. Like they did before the SEC championship game. I said this. He said this could be the year for Georgia, and I said y'all said that in 2017 and Georgia lost. So don't jinx us.
Yeah, man. So let's actually look at this game here for a second. Overall, your overall assessment. What did Georgia do right to get this done? Obviously, shaking off the tough defensive game that they had against Alabama, they bounced back. They get back to normal. They say, hey, we're still that team that we've been all year. Overall, what did you see from them? And then what were some things that you didn't like in this game? Because, I mean, Michigan, you got to give them credit. I mean, they were making an effort. They didn't act like they didn't want to be in this game. It just seemed like they kind of
until the new year.
Yeah, well, I'll answer your question here real fast. So I think Georgia started off really, really fast, and that's what they needed. The offense didn't fluster. They got on it and went. This is the offense we knew they could be, and it's not all Brock Bowers. I knew Michigan was in trouble when, and this is no offense to Jermaine Burton, but when Jermaine Burton and other people started catching, like A.D. Mitchell for Georgia, and Brock Bowers was catching, I said, oh, my God, Michigan is in severe, deep trouble. Because usually, if you go back and look at it, usually when other wide receivers get into play,
Yeah.
Georgia intends to beat the brakes off of you. Now, it's because like if you go back to the Alabama game, nobody didn't do anything. You go back to, I don't know, let's say the Florida game, Jermaine Burton and nobody didn't do anything, and then it was more defense. But you get what I'm saying when it comes to offense. And then I think what I didn't like about it was, I guess before halftime there, when you have one timeout,
Yeah.
you definitely gotta do something with that, man. You can't just sit there and run the ball, run the clock out, and all that jack. Like you got to get up on the ball and go.
You do. So, looking at Stetson Bennett, 20 of 30, only 10 incompletions, 313 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's not a Georgia quarterback right there. He had probably his best game all season. It seems like Kirby just had them all prepared and ready to go going into this game, man. I mean, do you think that the Bama loss played a factor, or do you think they weren't thinking about it and they're just looking at the next game saying, hey, this is our ticket to the title?
No, I mean they definitely didn't overlook Michigan, right?
Yeah,
And I just think they wouldn't. I think they came out and they were pissed because I think it was kind of like with Alabama being disrespected, and I think a lot of people was, it's all been about the quarterback. It's been about how can Georgia rebound? They've never been hit in the face like this year with this team, and how are they going to rebound? And
right.
well, we see tonight they didn't have any problems. I noticed though Michigan is extremely fast.
They
I was
are
and
fast
I was
tempo.
surprised though that Stinson Bennett was that very accurate. That's what really surprised me. They brung the wood, but Stinson Bennett, give credit where credit's due. He made some plays.
He did. I mean, it's not even full 10 minutes into the game, and they were driving. They had a 7 play drive. It lasted 4 minutes and 11 seconds, and they went 80 yards, and he connected for 9, 10 yards, whatever it was for a touchdown. It says 9 yards right here. And then the defense, I mean, dude, the thing that stood out to me, yes, your offense was the offense. Like you and I talk off here often about, this is what the quarterback situation is. This is what we need to do. Here's the issue. Here's the issue. All the issues you have brought up to me and complained to me about all season and these past couple weeks, it seemed like there was no issue. Dude,
Mm-mm.
521 yards of offense, 21 first downs. They had more time of possession, and they didn't turn the ball over. It was
This
incredible.
was
It
I'll be
was
honest
the
with you.
offense that y'all have been missing. But if you're Georgia, slow your roll. How do you take that and go use it against Alabama? And potentially you bring these guys back next year, some of them. How do you just build that? How do you build off this game, man?
Yeah, well, so to go back to the first point, this is how what Georgia did. They finally completed a full complete game. This is what we
Right.
knew the offense could do, or anything if they executed. If they executed the plays, quit relying on the tight end / wide receiver and Brock Bowers, which we love, but you can't just sit there and throw it to the same guy over and over and over. I mean, he needs help, and
Right.
and yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do January the 10th. Can they keep it or not? But it goes back to I think this was Georgia football. When you know that the game is over by halftime,
That's a game.
that
That's Georgia
sir
right there.
right that sir looks like Alabama football, and I knew Michigan had no chance coming back. The game was
Yeah, and
over when
again,
Jermaine Burton caught that pass for a touchdown to go up by what 24 points at halftime. I mean, that was unreal.
and again, I wasn't. I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember the exact um, score that I predicted. I think maybe by a field goal or something. Maybe it was like a 27-26. I didn't see anybody really hitting the 30s because I knew both of these teams had great defense. So they were going to hold these teams to a certain number of points. But where I gave the edge, I'm like, Georgia's got that kind of defense. But man, I bought in. And again, I apologize. And I mean, you can't blame me too much. I mean, it wasn't that I doubted that Georgia could pull it off. I even said, absolutely, Georgia could win this game. but I picked Michigan to win. And where I said that was I trusted their quarterback, their coaching of offense, and Jim Harbaugh more to just put points on the board. It wasn't oh well, Georgia's defense is going to be asleep in this game. No, you had to go with your gut. Who has the better offense? And I think all season long, Michigan has definitely had a better offense and scheme and everything than Georgia has. It was just one of those where in the game and in that moment, Georgia had it, man. And you pulled it off. You got the W. And now the Georgia Bulldogs are going to have a chance at the Alabama Crimson Tide on January 10th in shoot, where are we playing?
Indy.
Indianapolis.
Yep,
Yeah, that's it.
Indy.
Home of the
And
Colts.
realize, and this is another thing. As a Georgia Bulldog fan, I wanted to bring up real fast is thank you Michigan for playing your backup because we finally beat a backup
Why?
quarterback. Let me tell you, if number 9 probably played in the entire game, I think Michigan had a better
Oh, I
chance.
see where you're getting with this. I see where you're getting with this.
Thank you, Michigan. Go ahead and get it out of our way.
Jalen. And you
Man,
know
I'm
what's so
telling
funny?
you.
Did you see? I'll point this out real quick. It was the off season before last season, and we played in Tuscaloosa. But I think I don't know why they asked him, but in the off season, Kirby was asked about Nick Saban and what he's figured out after meeting with them, and he said, "Yeah, I know how we beat him. You just got to get rid of the backup quarterback." Well, they did that tonight.
Yeah, they did that. And the number, no, in fairness to the first string, he's probably really good, but it seemed like the number 9, the backup, they gelled better with him, and they raved. I've even heard Kurt Herbstreit say earlier they've been raving about this kid, about the future's bright with him and Michigan football. And I know Nate the Great could probably talk about that, which he probably won't tonight. And look, I know I'm a Georgia fan, and but God Almighty, dude. I mean, I'm so happy, but I feel bad for Nate the Great as well. But somebody had to lose in this game.
Absolutely. And it was Michigan. And again, I'll say that it wasn't so much that Michigan lost this game. Because, I mean, like I said, I think that they gave a good effort. But I think it's one of those, and I hear it quite often, but like, did Georgia win this game or did Michigan lose? I don't think Michigan lost. I don't think it was one of those where, oh, they just struggled. They struggled. No, Georgia brought the heat. They brought the pressure, and the Bulldogs came to play tonight, and they got the W on top. And again, like I said, it will be a SEC showdown next Monday in Indianapolis with Georgia and Alabama, a rematch of the SEC title. It's going to be amazing. A lot of stuff coming your way, big preview, trash talk, and everything coming to the channel. And you better believe that Ugga Boy and Ballard will be having some words with each
Yeah,
other.
there's got to be some trash talking or something going on now.
It
just got serious.
It's going to be great. But Georgia over Michigan in the Orange Bowl, and we'll see what happens in the national title against Alabama.
Yeah, how about your Tide, man? They beat the Bearcats that was undefeated. I know you were talking about them a while ago. I know you're pretty excited. I know it sucks to work, seeing your team do some big stuff, and you can't watch it. It's very tempting to walk out the door or to turn on a TV for sure. But Alabama did really good, man. I mean, from what I've seen in that game, I felt like that Desmond Ridder had a problem we talk about with Stetson Bennett playing Alabama, right? He's small. He's the smaller size quarterback. Alabama gets the hands up. It looked like to me Desmond Ridder's a lot of balls were batted down. He could not get the balls past Alabama.
You have big guys up front. Like, I think, did I see DJ Dale out there a little? Because again,
DJ Dale was out there, and the big guy Mathis.
The game on my break though.
Yeah, they talked about Mathis a lot. He was the guy putting his hand up for Alabama on that D-line. I think he was 42. I could be wrong. But anyway, I know his last name was Mathis. He balled out in that game, especially that second half. And, just Cincinnati, it's almost like when Cincinnati could get down there, Ballard, it's like they just could not score besides field goals. That's if they even got. But then when they got in field goal range, it looked like Desmond Ritter would get sacked a million times, and it's like he couldn't throw the ball. Like either he got sacked or if he threw the ball or whatever. You know what I mean? Like he couldn't get it past
Yeah.
Alabama Daggum D line, and that was the problem, the biggest problem with Desmond Ritter tonight in Cincinnati. And another thing I noticed that Pierce, number 12,
Alec
I've watched
Pierce.
Cincinnati several times, right? And he did not. I don't think he caught a pass. He was very non-existing, and so Alabama shut out some key players for Cincinnati, and just made it tough all night.
Hell yeah. Dude. So again, Happy New Year to everybody. I got Rockin' Eve on. They got Journey performing. You know that classic rock band?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, man. They're doing Any Way You Want It right now. Dude, I love classic rock. I've mentioned quite a bit, but man, I'm a bit old fashioned and old school. I can't get too much into my generation's music, which I mean, some of the songs this year aren't too bad. I'll be honest. I've heard a few, but overall, man, I'm a throwback guy, man. I love the guitar riffs and all the classic rock. They got Journey on right now, and I'm like, heck yeah.
For whatever it is, it's hard as crap to listen to. I mean, not listen. Journey, it's hard to sing in karaoke and stuff. I know that a lot of
It
people shies
is.
away just because of the voice and stuff. And it's amazing, right? It's amazing how this dude can sing and keep up and everything. But it's extremely
Yeah.
hard to do that. But yeah, I got it on the Times Square Dick Clark's New Year's thing on ABC. They
Yeah.
actually been talking about it at the halftimes with Ryan Seacrest. And speaking of that, not to jump from different games and stuff, did you see Ric Flair pick Michigan because something about doing handshaking or something, and he wore a
He
Michigan
actually picked
jersey?
Michigan because
Yeah, he was wearing a Michigan
I had to
jersey and
leave out
all.
for work. I had to leave out for work when they were making all the picks. I didn't get to see. Did Corso go with the dog or the Wolverine?
The
Who did he pick?
Corso went with the dog, and they had Bill Goldberg. But on
Yeah.
Twitter, I seen Ric Flair had a Michigan jersey on, and he picked Michigan, saying "Sorry, Kirby Smart and Georgia football,"
Oh
and
my
tweeted them
god!
out. Yeah,
What
it's
a
like he turned his
traitor!
back on them. Well, oh well, he can't celebrate with the dogs tonight.
Woo!
Funny story about Ric Flair is even though I want to not like him anymore, his birthday is my birthday, February 25th. So
Oh, okay.
whenever I was a wrestling fan back in the day, I remember every time they celebrated his birthday, like they'll have like something in the ring for him, or either he'll get beat up or something happens. And it would always be like on his birthday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was my birthday, so I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, man, congrats to Cincinnati. Congrats to Alabama, man.
Congrats to them, yeah, because they had a
Yeah,
great season and lost to Bama. What an amazing run!
yeah. Cincinnati, they knew that they were probably going to lose to Alabama. Obviously, they wanted to score a touchdown than two field goals. But like I said, I think that was the biggest problem, man. Desmond Ritter had a problem, like I said, throwing the ball. Alabama knocking the balls down, and really between Georgia and I guess regardless of who teached it, it really seems like that. If you look at like with Michigan, right, in that game a while ago, Michigan don't put their hands up. I'm not saying that they don't or they can't. But it seems like that Alabama and Georgia, it's like if you can't get to the guy, put your hands up. At least try to
Right.
knock the ball down. And see, I didn't see Michigan or Cincinnati do that tonight.
Yeah, I know. Man, I still can't believe 2021. Man, 2020 was sent from hell, first off, in the longest year. But I don't know about you, man. Did this year flow by? 2021?
It did. I think it was a lot better than 2020, but it definitely had its ups and downs. And
You know
uh,
what? Yeah.
but I believe it's a lot better. Unfortunately, I hope we don't slip into 2020 with you know what? I'm not going to say because we're trying to go into a new year. But
Right.
God, man, I think 2022 is going to be a really good year. Feel really good about it. Um, Heck, man, I turned on the jukebox a while ago before the Georgia game, and they were playing Britney Spears. Oops, I did it
Yeah.
again. So I didn't know if the world was coming to an end or
They were
if we should
playing
just
your
celebrate.
favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. So a memory that I have real quick, since it's New Year's Eve here. So what my family and I did, a big Christmas gift that we got in 2019. We were fixing. It was pre-pandemic. It was when they knew about COVID, but they hadn't released it or started any of it. But the big Christmas present that we got in 2019 was actually, and again, before I moved to Alabama, but we went to Tampa on New Year's Eve to go see. You ever heard of Jim Gaffigan?
No.
He's a big comedian. I don't know where he's actually from, but he's fat. He talks a lot about food and everything. But it was I would recommend you check him out. But it was a good experience and the first time going to a comedy show. And he talked a lot about like he's not very political, but he like made fun a little bit of like Russians and in Moscow and he talked about like Florida and like the winter time and how Floridians are like really crazy because they like act like it's so hot in the summer and they can't wait for a cold front and then it gets cold and then we whine and complain and then he talked about like how everyone's looking at him in the summertime, like, oh, crazy Florida with all their heat, and then it gets cold in like New York, and New Yorkers in the wintertime are like, hey, Florida, how you doing? But man, I love comedy, and I won't say that Jim Gaffigan's my favorite, but going to like he's a big time comedian. He had his own sitcom. He's been on so many different talk shows and everything, but to go see him live in Tampa a couple years ago on New Year's Eve was pretty cool. Good way to end the year, and one of the last great things that we did before the pandemic and everything. But um, yeah, man, that was a good experience.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a blast, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
there's a
sure.
couple of comedy people that I follow here in Alabama locally.
Yeah,
Um, there's a guy. Uh, he actually went to one of my schools. Have you ever heard of Rocky Dale Davis?
Rocky Del Davis.
Yeah, he does
Oh,
stuff down here in Alabama, Georgia.
I don't think so. I don't think I've heard that name.
The
If you
Natty don't feel the same. What's up?
so
What's up, Alan? Striker.
so is it just me or is this national championship giving me 2017 vibes? Shut up. It's giving me
Look, I hope there's a different ending.
yes,
Right?
I hope
Georgia.
that, but like other than that, it's giving me 2017 vibes.
You know what would tickle me to death is if we kind of did what Alabama did in 2017 and we pulled a second in 26 and beat them.
Don't jinx it,
I
boy.
swear to God,
Don't
hell
jinx it.
no.
Don't jinx it, boy.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Please
that
don't
would be
jinx
pretty
it.
That's
sweet.
not funny.
It kind of is, but please don't jinx it.
Whoa. What is this? Do people predict everything? I'm trying to find like a countdown to put up, but what is this?
What?
New Year's Eve 2020 official ball drop prediction? I'm gonna predict that
The
it
ball
will
won't
drop
drop.
exactly at midnight. No kidding, it does every year. What is this?
I'm predicting the ball will drop at 11:59.
Okay, that's
I'm gonna
weird.
predict that it's late. And
Unless
it's
they're
not
trying to
gonna
say it's
show
the
up.
end of the world.
I'm
Maybe. I
predicting
don't
that
know.
Alexa off.
They say that every year too. I mean, it's crazy.
I am predicting the ball drops at 12:01.
Steve in the comments says rematch, go dogs. Jacob going back to Georgia versus Bama.
Pearson? You Georgia fans do have to be nervous about this upcoming title game.
But
Boy, I know you are, but there's not a single Georgia fan that can convince me that they got a revenge factor in Kirby Smart. Not at all.
But
Not with Alabama, at least. Come on.
the main,
Go ahead.
I just hope that we can beat Alabama this go around. I'm riding off a lot of hope. I want to, of course, as a fan, I'm going to believe. I'm going to have my cap on. I'm going to be cheering for them no matter what I say out of frustration, because it is aggravating because we can't beat y'all. It seems like we can beat everybody else, but we can't beat y'all. And, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be a fan and I'm going to be like everybody else,
Yeah.
It's very frustrating, man. Very frustrating when you can't beat this one team at least one time, and then out of like the last 7 meetings, it seems like. So yeah, it's pretty frustrating.
9 minutes till ball drop.
Yep, I'm ready for it, man. And again, I'll say, thank you to everyone on here. 2021 was a good year for the channel. Met some great people like Trenches. Uggo Boy, I've known you for quite some time, but you've definitely come around on here more often this year. And just overall, though, I mean, even outside of YouTube, just moving up here to Alabama and everything's just been a blessing. And God's got a plan. I'm going to keep trusting him. And I've made some great friends and people this year that I care about. But it's been probably the greatest year that I've had in a long time.
I only have one problem with what you just said.
What?
Trenches is not a good person. Just kidding.
Come on now.
But the main reason why I'm
Ira Banks. What is she?
Main reason why I'm getting 2017 vibes for this is Natty.
They're gonna have Walker Hayes.
It's because of the quarterback position. We've had quarterbacks that we don't want to start. 2017, we wanted Justin Fields. We didn't get him. We got Jake Fromm, statue looking himself. And then this year we got Stetson Bennett instead of JT Daniels.
See, like, here's my whole thing about it. I feel like that Georgia, realistically speaking, let's go to the past for a second.
Yeah.
I feel like Georgia has put up the numbers, but I feel like even though we rave so much about the defense, look, there's times they don't stop when they need to. Like, I mean, how many chances before Tua got in 2017 or 2018 with Jalen Hurts? How many times does Georgia need, but yet Georgia doesn't stop them? And
right.
It's like 2017, Fromm and them put up the numbers, whether if you like him or not. Fact in the matter is Georgia never flinched. They never wanted to stop Alabama. Well, I wouldn't say they never, because all these kids want to play and win. But they did not show it on the field. They didn't even stop Alabama, but the points were on the board.
Right.
Exactly.
And to me, I feel like that's where the problem's at. Like, yeah, everybody tends to blame the offense, but we rave so much about the defense, and then the defense kind of lets us down.
Well, I definitely think that Kirby gave his team a message tonight, and I think he had this to say. They got her done all right.
Get her done.
Get her done.
What do you think about the no Gatorade bath getting onto the team? Kirby Smart there at the end.
They didn't give
her
her
not doing it or telling them. He told them.
Yeah, he said we're not finished yet. We're not doing it.
What was that about?
Well, he said it right now wasn't the time because we had another game to play.
Oh,
that's fair. I rip on him, but man, his mindset and attitude of hey, get your butts moving, win what you can, keep going. We ain't done yet. That's the right attitude to have. I mean, Kirby he's got the right mindset, the right attitude, but there's those parts of the game like the quarterback situation, which let's just not talk about it tonight. But I mean, he just he does too much at sometimes. Like I feel like he overdoes things a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And going back to the quarterback deal, that you just brung up just a while ago, it's crazy. Like a lot, after tonight, Stetson Bennett looks great. Then he may go out there, let's say against Florida, and may only put up 9 points technically without the turnovers that the defense collected, or might have turned them into picks. to the house. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where a lot of people can't understand us Georgia fans about it. Where then that's when they say, okay, we do want JT Daniels to play. The
Right.
problem that I see with JT Daniels is this, and this is where I really believe, like tonight, okay,
Yeah.
Michigan was really fast off the edges. Okay, you cannot put JT Daniels back there. He would be sacked 100 times. He's a refrigerator. So why does Georgia fans say, well, JT Daniels? That's the reason why he's not playing, is because Stinson's making plays and it gives Georgia the best chance to win. I'm telling you,
And again, like it's not. I know when you rip on JT, like he's not terrible. He's got some good factors in him, but clearly, like I think JT was a 5-star recruit, if I'm not mistaken. He was recruited by USC. He's from California. Things didn't work out there, so he comes to Georgia. So hyped up. He's got the arm talent. He's got a lot of great talent. But Georgia, forget systematic quarterbacks. I've said this to you before. We've talked about it. It's just a systematic program right now. You just got to fit it. It doesn't have to fit you. You have to fit into what they're doing and what Kirby is messing up or running or whatever. And I'll say that I just don't know if, like, I think JT just doesn't fit at UGA. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. I know I'm pissing some people off, but damn it, I don't care. You know, look, I mean, he can go somewhere. Like, let's say if he transfers out, well, maybe not Texas because I know they got Quinn Ewers, but pick a team somewhere Big 12, Big 10, wherever he goes, and he might land and do great. He might put up great numbers somewhere, but Georgia just doesn't seem like the place.
No, because Georgia's not the place for him technically, because we want to run the ball like a 1-2-3 punch and throw the ball when we can and everything. And he can't. He wants to throw the ball 80% of the time like it's out in West. And guess what? Georgia's not that school for that. We're just not. And so he's at the wrong school. You want to be honest with you, he's at the wrong school. And the best thing for him to do is be a graduate transfer for his 5th year.
Right. And I'm not, we can't sit here and say, oh, he should have never come to UGA. I don't think it's necessarily one of those situations, but at least look at it now. It's not like, I'm not saying he shouldn't have come to UGA to begin with, but it's clear now that maybe he doesn't need to stay there.
1 minute till the ball drops.
If he realizes it. Yep. I got Hulu might be behind. I'm not sure, but it says 11.
Yeah, it's under 1 minute now. They got the countdown on. It's at 55, 54 seconds.
I don't see the count. Hulu is slow.
I'm on okay, yeah, you're a little behind on Hulu.
It's fine, though. I mean, it's not a game. I mean, we've seen it before, but Happy New Year to everybody, though, for sure.
Yes, Happy New Year. 2022. Happy New Year.
Midterms coming up. Anyway, I think the midterm.
Hold on just a second. We got 29 seconds. Is it the end of the world? Any predictors?
Is Jesus coming back?
Is he coming? It would be great if I did hear it, but I don't think it's happening.
2600 Waterford crystal triangles. The new panels on the ball represent the gift of wisdom.
9.
A lot of people need that.
More than 32,000 LEDs can create 16 million colors.
It's officially 2022.
I got 57, but still, Happy New Year.
Yeah, it just hit on my TV. I got Spectrum, but anyway, it just hit 2022. So, Happy New Year, man. It
says that it's 11, though. 43, 42.
Well, here,
real quick. New Year's resolutions, what you got?
Please, Georgia, win a national championship with Stinson Bennett.
I'm gonna get closer to Jesus.
It's got to be a better year, man. It's got to be a better year. Let's all get closer to the Lord. Nothing but positive vibes. Let's love one another like you and Chess Hall and everybody does. So yeah, let's do it, man.
14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Five,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Yeah!
Oh!
Happy New
Happy New
Year
Year!
2022! Woo! Let's go, baby! Love
Heck
you
yeah.
guys, man.
Woo!
Happy New Year. I still got 1 hour in Central Time, though. Yoga boy, you do too. You're in
Yeah,
Alabama.
we're still at 11:01, man. We got gypped out of an hour. What happened?
Who the hell came up with different time zones?
And that's why, like, I'm not trying to get this to be biblical, but can I say this real
Right.
fast?
Okay.
Because we made jokes about the end of the world, and look, I know it's going to be a beautiful time when it is, and if we're still around, in our lifetime, it will be a beautiful sight. But what I'm trying to say is that going back to time zones, that's why it's so unpredictable to say,
Right.
okay, Jesus is coming back, because you got to realize in Israel, here in Alabama, at Eastern time, at 6 o'clock in the evening, it's the next day. Imagine that. And then if you got Oregon, you still got Hawaii, which is like 2 or 3 hours behind Alabama at 11 o'clock. You got New York at 12 o'clock. It's so unpredictable. That's why God's the only one that knows when he's the one coming back. You cannot predict it. It's so impossible because he's the only one that knows, because he's going to be the one coming back.
Right.
So anyway, I just wanted to get that out there that we cannot predict the end of the world.
It says in the Bible, I think it says even Jesus doesn't know. Only the Father knows, because God's gonna.
No, neither do the
I don't want to turn this
angels.
right.
Yeah, neither the angels. Nobody knows.
Only God, because Jesus is sitting there waiting on God. That's the only time he's like really waiting on God, and it's like, okay, are you ready yet? Kind of thing. And I don't want to get onto a religious tangent or anything, but
Yeah.
just so we're clear, I remember when people said the world would end on December 21st, 2012, because of the Mayan calendar. Who the hell is basing it off of that? Who's buying that count? I'm not my calendar.
Well,
I'm
you
not.
Well, the funny part about that is I'm surprised some genius didn't say the end of the world will be in January the 1st. You know why? Because if you go into an Israel Bible, the first month's April. I don't know if you knew that or not, but anyway,
Yeah.
So it's just little stuff like that just makes me laugh. You know what I mean?
It does. It baffles me, don't it? It baffles you. It's it's just funny.
Yep. So anyway, but yeah, man, Happy New Year, man. It's gonna be a good one, and Georgia, Alabama for the national championship rematch, however you want to word it. It's gonna be a doozy down in Indy. Cannot wait, man. Georgia's got a lot to prove, but Georgia's on, of course, Alabama has got a lot of momentum as well after tonight. We can't shy away from their win because they had a big win as well. Heck, man, they held Cincinnati to no touchdowns, who was undefeated. Only 2 field goals. So, Alabama had a big win. Georgia had a big win. It sucks to lose, man, but somebody in this sport has to lose, and just so happens to be the Tide and the Dogs that wins.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a slobber knocker, man, for sure, man. I think that it's look, here's the thing. I know a lot of people don't want to go out there and tear ACLs, break ankles or whatever. But at this point, I think if that's what it takes for Georgia to somehow make that extra play to beat Alabama, if they have that opportunity, then it may be well worth the risk. And real fast, because we didn't talk about this. Now, Christopher Smith in game 1 versus the Georgia versus Clemson, he had that pick 6, right, for the touchdown that ultimately ended up beating Clemson. Well, tonight, number 29, Christopher Smith, or AKA Chris Smith, got targeting. So he's only going to miss. Yeah, he didn't, and he got lucky because it was in the second quarter. Because when he got injected, got to remember the rules. If he would have got injected in the second half, he would have to sit out the first half of the Alabama game.
Oh, okay.
But we also had another guy that got targeting, and he's going to have to sit out, which he probably would anyway because he was like 4th string. I've never seen the guy before. He made a big hit. It looked like it was a clean hit. I get why they said it was targeting on number 32. I can't think of his last name, but anyway, it was some new guy, and it was a good hit to me. It would have been clean a couple years back, but of course, since he lowered the head, anytime you lower the crown of your helmet, they're going to call targeting. And unfortunately, he got ejected as well. But going back to number 29, Christopher Smith, that we got some depth, and it may not hurt us, but man, we're going to need all of it when we play the Tide.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there, man. I mean, you're going to need that. And there's a lot of things that y'all have to make changes to. And I mean, I know you've said like, oh, we're never going to beat Alabama. I just don't see it or whatever. But man, don't lose that confidence in your team. I mean, Kirby's been in that position to do it before. He just has, there's always been that one piece or that one step that's just been missing, and he's got to figure that out. And look, I mean, I hope we kill y'all in this game. I really do, and we're going to win this game. There's nothing you can do about it. But
I don't
let's
know
say
about
if Georgia
that.
does, if Georgia does, they got to figure it out. And I don't know what it is outside of quarterback play. I mean, that's the automatic, it seems like, but I mean, it might not be necessarily that. There might be something else missing. Do they need to just pick up the secondary? Do they got to make sure they can cover the receivers this time? What is that missing piece? That's what they got to figure out, man. And I mean,
Well,
look,
I'm going to relay a message to Kirby Smart in Georgia. And I don't know. I know you were at work, but you need to. I know you try to catch the highlights and all this stuff, but I'm going to relay the message that we know Alabama has got wide receivers, and they show up, and you're like, where do they come from? But my gosh in heaven, I'm glad one exposed itself tonight versus Cincinnati, because I'm going to rely the message to Kirby Smart in Georgia to please cover number 7 Brooks, because my gosh,
dude,
that guy is a beast.
He broke out in the Iron Bowl, and I don't know. I think he might have played against Georgia. I don't know, but he played today and he looked really good. And I'm telling you, I think he's a freshman, so he's still got a couple years in him. But I'm telling you, like once Mechie or whoever's gone, once Slade, that's one of the next up and coming guys. And in a way, like he makes me think of he. I don't know if I want to say a Devontae Smith, but like a Calvin Ridley type of guy, in my opinion. You remember Calvin?
Yeah. I mean, Brooks looks really good, man. I don't remember him in the Georgia game, but I definitely remember him tonight, and he had a huge catch for a touchdown. And to me, I just remember number 7. I knew it was a touchdown. Even though they ruled him out at the 1, of course they reviewed it, and it was a touchdown. And give credit to him, man. I mean, that was a heck of a catch, and wow. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, when you recruit on a high level and you don't have no drop offs, it's kind of like the next man up, the next man up. You hear that all the time from every team. But when Alabama can just keep reloading and there's no drop off, it's just amazing what recruiting can do. And it's it's a killer, man. It's that extra gear you need to win games like you did tonight versus Cincinnati.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm telling you, and that's what I feel like. That's what Alabama has. They have that extra gear where they could do a lot of extra stuff that other people cannot do because they recruit on a high level every year. They're either 1 or 2, and it speaks a lot of volumes. Even if you are the number 4 class every year, still that 1 or 2 other spots every year is just going to kill you. And that's why Alabama's been on top. And plus, they got the greatest coach that probably ever lived.
Yeah, you better know who's boss.
I mean, he is clearly as day. I mean, no one likes him if you're not an Alabama fan.
Yeah, I know.
But it's clearly
you gotta have respect on his name. I mean, because he has. I mean, you can't sit there and be like, "Oh, Saban sucks" and all that and blah blah. I mean, you can sit there and be like, God, when the hell is this guy going to leave? When's he going to finally retire? But I mean, let's be honest, man. You got to sit there and be like, damn, Saban, you came to Tuscaloosa, lost to ULM in your first year, and now you've broken Bear Bryant. You got 7 titles. You got 6 at Bama. Holy cow, how did you do it?
Yeah. Dan Lanning, I saw tonight, Dan Lanning for Georgia. Of course, he took the Oregon job. He didn't lose focus of that defense. It seemed like it's
Right.
Georgia. They did good getting after the quarterback.
Yeah, he didn't overlook to Oregon. He didn't overlook it, man. He looked like he was calm, focused, and ready. And that's what you want out of a coach somewhere. I'm telling you, and I'll say this real quick. I think the Oregon thing, is it going to be a mistake letting Cristobal go? Because, again, they didn't fire him. More so, Miami was ready to get rid of Manny Diaz. Miami reached out and stole Cristobal from Oregon. So what are they going to do? They're going to go take Dan Lanning. Well, Georgia fans, you got to have respect for that man and give him props and wish him the best of luck, and I'm sure you will. But I'll say this, man, it was incredible. I mean, Dan Lanning's mindset and everything, he's not overlooking it. And I think Dan Lanning is going to be the guy to help, take that next step with Oregon. I mean, they know how to win the Pac-12. They know how to compete. They know how to do that. I think that if he could help them a little bit in recruiting and get the right players, dude, he could be the guy to get them back in the playoffs for the first time in 2014. It might take a couple years, but, dude, he could be that guy to build Oregon up to what it's supposed to be. Because you and I both know, we know what we expect from Oregon every year. Oregon's going to win the Pac-12. They could break the drought. They could be the Pac-12 team. They could get back to the playoffs. They can do this, right? Dude, I don't know if Cristobal necessarily had it all in him. But, man, Dan Lanning, he might have something.
Dan Lanning's going to make sure Georgia can try to win a national championship or win it. And then he wants to break our hearts next year in Atlanta when he's the head coach at Oregon to play the Dogs. That's what he's wanting to do. So
and you got
he's going to be like Kirby, I'll get you a national championship this year, but I'm kicking your tail in week 1.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
It's so ironic that happened, man. That usually don't happen. When usually coaches take other jobs.
Welcome back, Striker. I'm going to step aside real quick. Y'all talk.
Right. I already screwed up 2022.
How'd you do?
My first words in 2022 were because I blow hard.
Oh, Lord.
How bad I screwed up 2022 already. And we're only a few minutes in.
Yeah, midnight on Central Time, 46 minutes. And then where you're at, most people, it's already 12 o'clock.
And I screwed it up by saying because I blow hard. That's a lovely start to 2022.
So what do you think about the win tonight? Like, what's your take of your views on this year, and also about the game tonight and everything else?
Simple. We're halfway done. Now we just got to get through the big hurdle.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think the problem is we already know what it is. We have to get through Alabama. We could get through everybody else, and that's the aggravating part. It's daggum Alabama.
Look, bro, Alabama from preseason till now, Alabama. It was pretty obvious Alabama is our only team in our way. That was obvious from the get-go. And we failed the first time, so this time we got to win it back in the most important game of the season.
Yeah, everybody's saying it's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year, and I do agree with that, especially in college football.
Utah did it.
Yep.
This season.
Yep. And so I just pray like heck that Georgia can do it. I really do, and I like our chances in this one. I think the guys. I'm not saying they're going to play harder because, I'm not saying that they didn't play hard in the SEC championship game, but I think they're really going to give it all they have. Not saying that they're going to break ankles or anything, but they're going to try to do whatever they can do to win a national championship.
Please don't say Alabama's underdog. Please don't.
They were already saying it on ESPN that they were already going to be a underdog, that Georgia was going to be favored.
Man, they were just giving it to Bama at this point, calling them
Yeah, they're feeding them more rat poison.
That's the lesson from. That was the lesson from the first time. Don't call them underdogs. Look what ESPN is doing. Call them underdogs. And now we're screwed.
Well, we may not. Hopefully not. What do you think about Ric Flair picking Michigan when he's always the Georgia Bulldog fan? He's all about Georgia, and then tonight he picked Michigan.
I think he thought Harbaugh was a good coach.
Well, he said he tweeted out on Twitter something about it was all about handshaking or something like that. I don't know what that was about, but that's what he mentioned. He mentioned something on Twitter about it was a handshake. Sorry, Kirby Smart, you didn't shake my hand or something. So Jim Harbaugh did. So I'm going to pick Michigan. I don't know. That's what he said. But either way, he had a picture with a Michigan jersey on.
Yeah.
Who the hell?
But
Jacob, go Dogs.
What's up, Keith? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Ballard, you know what? I got something over here. I'll wear it in a stream. I'll wear it again.
What's going on, Keith?
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
Hey, I just gotta say here again.
What's going on?
Yeah, man. 2 years on here.
Oh, yeah.
A little over that. The greatest community. And Happy New Year to you all. Here's a toast with a glass of milk. And Happy New Year.
Trenches is not counted as part of the community.
Well, I left for a little bit because I assumed that I wasn't.
He's part of the BSM crew. I'd throw him in that.
What's up, everybody? I left for a little bit because I assumed I wasn't getting in, but
No, I'm sorry. I stepped away to get this and all that. But
hey, you see
Yeah, what's up, Jacob?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? You see this beat Michigan, Ballard?
yeah, listen, I didn't say Georgia
Look
couldn't
at
beat
this.
Michigan. I just had a gut feeling, but obviously I was wrong.
Changing that to beat Bama. There we go.
Didn't you lose to us already this year?
Yeah. But I mean,
That game don't matter. It's about
yeah,
now.
but I mean, look.
You know what?
let's
The
just-
biggest
here-
game coming up right now is that Natty.
I'm not.
And we
here to
want
trash
you
talk.
now.
I'm not
We
here to
want the
trash talk.
Natty.
Come get you some, bitch.
I'm,
Wait, yelling.
I'm here to say Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Although I'm still going to stay because, I love the talk and all that. I mean, but this Georgia-Michigan game, a couple of things that I like that I was happy about. One, we pressured the quarterback. Finally, instead of those 2-3-man rushes, we pressure the quarterback. That's what we needed. I told you all that we needed to do that stuff. Michigan couldn't run the ball on us tonight. The Junkyard Dogs did their thing. And then Georgia, we got it to our playmakers like James Cook and Zamir White's great and all that, but we got it to our fast players, our shifty players.
How about that trick play to make it 14-0?
Great play call there, Todd Monken. And you know what? You know who had a great game tonight? Stetson Bennett. And I say that with a straight face. This was the best game of his career.
He did, for real.
This is the
He
best
was spot on tonight, buddy. If he plays like this mad, hey, I like his chances in the Natty.
George fans, well, Natty great and all that, but let's talk about tonight. Georgia fans want to dog on him and all that, and some of the criticism is fair. But if you're going to criticize him, you better tell me that he had a great game tonight because he did. Best game of his career, and it's not close.
And Jacob, you know what? He had a good game. He didn't have a great game.
He had a great game. You see, well,
No.
Great game for him.
Well, it was a good game for him because I'll tell you what, he had some problems with the clock management there at the first half, and that for me downgrades his game from a great game to a good game.
When I
Yeah.
talk about a great game, Keith, I'm talking about a great game to compare to his other games.
Oh
Nothing.
well, not well, no doubt about that. Just
That's what I mean by great game. I mean, JT Daniels. You know what? Never mind. But other quarterbacks, they do this stuff all the time. But compared to his ability,
yeah,
this was it.
okay.
This
I
was
see what you're
So
talking about, Jacob.
so here's a quick question. I got 3 Georgia fans in here, but so let me ask you this, and I know that we still got a title game to be played, but forget about outcome in 2017. What was the better? I don't know if I want to say the better or the more entertaining, but for you Georgia fans, the better UGA semifinal, the 2017 Rose Bowl, or what y'all did tonight?
oh
Because
what
I
we
mean,
did
that
tonight.
2017 Rose Bowl
Yeah.
kind of put y'all out there.
Well, I feel like what we did tonight made a statement. So I would say
Okay.
tonight.
Yeah.
I would say
Now, when you mean better football game, do you mean better performance by Georgia or better football game?
Just overall, what felt more enjoyable to you guys? Like, were
Oh,
you happy because of the way you guys won and
okay. Well,
style and
okay.
whatever in 2017, or just the dominant performance
Tonight.
Well,
tonight? Or
I'm gonna say, you know what?
It was tonight
I will
because
say
you
tonight.
knew it was tonight, man. Because here's the thing: you knew when Georgia went up by 17 points. At that point in time, you knew when it was 17-3.
yeah,
Okay, and then Georgia kicked another field goal. You knew that this. Okay, it was going to be hard for Georgia to lose this game because of the way our defense is and everything else. The
right.
Oklahoma game was more of trying to play a comeback from behind however many points from Baker Mayfield and and trying to keep up. Tonight it was more in our control. We played a complete game, and the dogs just we ate up Michigan.
Well,
And
I'm gonna
I'll
say
be
I'm gonna
honest,
say
man,
this.
against the best of the best competition, and I know you guys dominate a lot of opponents, but and again, this was only Kirby's second playoff game or third, whatever, but second playoff win. You played a true team, and you didn't really flinch in the game. You like you went out there like you were in Alabama, and you just kind of killed them off. I
Yeah,
mean, you took the head off the beast, and you kind of went out there and took care of Michigan as if it was just any other opponent for Georgia. You dominated.
and,
So
and
I mean,
look,
if I were a Georgia fan, I'd probably be happy with tonight's performance, man, because that was great. But like I said, 2017 Rose Bowl, that was something huge. And especially in an overtime, giving you chills like that with Sony Michelle ran it in. But again, um, you know, just overall, I think Kirby and I think Georgia fans just kind of wanted some dominance tonight, and they got that.
Yeah,
2017.
Jacob said something about putting a stamp on tonight. I think the stamp was made when Jermaine Burton, number 7, caught that pass
Yep.
and they went up by 24. I really
Oh,
believe
for
that was
sure.
the nail in
That
the
was
coffin.
amazing.
Well,
Yep.
2017. Look, 2017 put us on the map. That was the year where it's like, okay, finally Georgia's winning some big games. Because in the
Right.
past it was like, Georgia gets there, but then they choke and all that.
They're
No,
decent. Yeah.
2017 was like, okay, yeah, Georgia's for real now. But this year, I'm gonna say this was more enjoyable because this was true dominance. 2017 felt like that emotional game where Kirby, the Gatorade, all that stuff. It was like that was what we were trying to do. But tonight it was like no Gatorade bath,
Right.
no celebrate. I mean, like celebrate, but our goal's the natty. 2017 it
um
Always.
wasn't like that.
well
2017 everything was emotional. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
this year goal's the natty.
yeah. I tend to agree. However, I'll put it this way: the most enjoyable game to watch on replay is the Oklahoma Georgia game.
Oh yeah,
Oklahoma had
competitiveness. Yeah,
Oklahoma had Baker Mayfield, Heisman Trophy candidate and winner
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, C.D. Lamb, Marquise Hollywood Brown, Orlando,
They had it
whatever
all. I
they
mean,
Orlando Brown Jr., who was like 6'8", 360 pounds. Dude was a massive individual. I mean that the Oklahoma offense was so stacked, and and that game, just watching it back, it's like it's one of the better games to play back over and over again.
Yeah.
But this game right here, this game that was just played, this was an absolute slaughter, and I love watching my dog slaughter
Yeah.
some team up north that thinks they're a better
Something.
team than any SEC team, thinks their conference is better than the SEC, and they talk all this smack, and then they ain't no Michigan fan
Yeah.
anywhere near a live stream tonight.
I don't think I've seen
Well-
Nate tonight.
Well,
Well, Nate appeared
fortunately-
and then he
fortunate,
disappeared.
guys.
He
I
Houdini'd
hear
right
you.
out of here.
Yeah.
Going off on a different topic, I gotta turn my TV off now because this Applebee's song.
Oh, is Walker Hayes on? Hold on, let me turn.
Yeah, I gotta turn my TV off now. So TV's off for the night.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, man. I mean, I love a good game with goosebumps. I love being on the edge of my seat for games like that 2017 Rose Bowl. But like, let's be honest, like you won it at least one time, so Georgia got that. So, and even if this one was down to the wire, you'd be happy just to have another shot at a national title.
yeah,
It's like,
Michigan's
who
a great
cares,
team.
right? You know, but
That team we played tonight up north, that's a great team.
right, you dominated, and quite honestly, I don't know who all picked Georgia on game day. I don't know what the picks were because I
Okay,
had to be at
so-
work. But
The
for
fans-
someone like me, and I'm not the only one, but I went into this game saying I'm not doubting Georgia's defense, but man, I really think that Michigan has that offense, and I think Harbaugh wants it. And it truly, not only did you guys want it more than Michigan, like you really wanted it more. So you not only beat them, you dominated, and you got the win.
Well, game day. You talked about the fans picked Georgia. Desmond Howard picked Michigan. The
Of
guest
course.
the guest picker picked Georgia, and then Herbstreit didn't pick because Kirk Herbstreit's not allowed to pick games that he's calling or announcing or whatever. So since he was announcing Georgia Michigan, he wasn't allowed to pick the game. And then Lee Corso,
He was probably picking against Michigan, though. That's fair.
yeah. Oh yeah, because he's a Ohio State guy.
Yeah.
So and then Lee Corso, he put that dog hat on.
He's been pretty good on his headgear picks this year,
Speaking
too.
of Ohio State, any Ohio State fan that says, "Well, see, I told you that we could beat Michigan if we played them again," no, you can't. Michigan's still a better team than you.
Hey, Ballard, I want you just to eat your words. What you just said. Lee Corso's been good on his predictions this year. Well, he's been saying Georgia's going to win the Natty. He said that Alabama's going to win the SEC. They did. He said Georgia's going to win the national championship. There'll be two different winners, as what he's been saying. And so you just said that he's good on his picks.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, Ballard.
Can we just
we'll be playing back this moment. We'll
we
be
change the topic?
playbacking this moment from your stream, Ballard.
Okay, UGA boy, we don't need him to eat crow until we actually see if Georgia wins it or not. So let's
Keep your
calm down.
mouth shut.
Yeah,
until
There you go. There
January
you
10th.
go. Yeah.
We don't need anybody to eat crow until we actually do it. Okay.
That Hope
that's
lady
true.
needs to sit in the corner for a little while longer. She can come out if Georgia
Dude, I
wins.
love
No
those
one
SEC
no one
shorts,
eats
man.
crow until we actually do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if we actually do it, and that big if we actually do it, then yeah, go around YouTube, get people to eat crow. But until then, keep your mouth shut. On eating crow.
So what do you think about that guy? I can't think of his last name, Jacob. Number 32, I believe, the guy that got targeting for Georgia, the second defensive player.
He's a role
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. That was a clean hit. And I understand he lowered the crown of his helmet, but man, that sucks.
It was definition of targeting, so it wasn't necessarily a bad call, just a bad rule.
Yeah, no doubt.
Here's
I
the
want to
good
kind
news,
of
though. He only misses one half, and he's a role player anyways. He doesn't play as much.
Yeah.
So, it's not like N'Kobe Dean's out for the first half of the Bama game.
Right. Well, the
and
good
Chris
news
Smith will be
is
back as well. He got targeting called on him, but it was the first half.
Well, that was in the first half. We'll be back.
right. So Christopher Smith's going to be able to play the full Alabama game coming up.
Nice.
And the first half rule,
because he had to sit out the second half.
Yeah, the first half rule is just as bad as the whole targeting rule. If you get ejected from a game, then it's over with for the next week. You don't carry that on to next week. No, you don't do that. just dumb.
Yeah.
If you get ejected now, if you get suspension, all right, fine, you get suspension. But no one's gonna get a suspension for targeting. So if you get ejected from a game, then just let it be over with.
For sure.
Don't carry it on to the next week. It's just stupid.
Yeah. I want to do a little bit of analysis here for like.
That's like saying this. That's like saying, all right, well, Georgia played bad this week, so for the first half of the Michigan game, or
Man,
no,
you got
no,
Jacob on a roll.
here's a different example. It's like we made
He knows
bad
his
calls.
stuff.
We made bad calls in the Georgia
No
Michigan.
doubt.
We made bad calls in the Georgia Michigan game. So in the first half of the Georgia Bama game, we're going to make bad calls against Georgia. Like, you see what I mean?
I want to make a little bit of analysis here.
All right,
Just
go
what
ahead.
I saw on the Georgia Michigan game. First off, Jermaine Burton's pass that he caught. Okay, this is what happened. So the first pass that should have that was a blatant holding call that wasn't called.
Oh my gosh, that was terrible.
Um,
Yeah.
so then, Jermaine Burton says, "You know what? I'm gonna teach this little sucker something. Uh, I'm teach this little guy how to actually play football." So what he did was he ran the same route that he usually did, that he ran the previous time when there during that debacle of a no call happened. So what
Right.
happened was is Jermaine Burton ran the fly route or that little straight route. He just ran it all the way down, but then Uncle Lou missed it because Uncle Lou was talking about how he didn't know why the defender just stopped. Well, what happened was it was a slight move by Jermaine Burton, but he kind of like stopped and like kind of turned his body a little bit, like the pass
Okay.
was being underthrown. And so that way the defender was like, "Oh crap, I'm overrunning my man, and he's going to catch the ball." Well, at
Right.
that point, by that by all that thinking and everything, and he's already committing to trying to go back to the football the defensive back is, Jermaine Burton says, "Ha, I got you," and just
Yeah.
flies right past him, and he's wide open.
I think what also happened is I don't think the Michigan DB thought the ball was going to Jermaine Burton because he kind of stopped.
Did you
No,
guys
no,
did you
but
play
Jermaine
Pickens
Burton
today?
stopped first.
So I feel like he got caught sleeping a little bit because when Jermaine Burton stopped, I feel like that he thought that the ball wasn't going to him and gave up.
Well, all I'm going to say this is Jermaine Burton, that was the best catch he's ever caught as a Georgia football
How's that
player,
the
and
best?
it's time for him to show up every game.
Might be the best play, not the best catch.
Yeah.
I got a
mean,
question real quick. Did
it
you
was just a
guys
normal
play
two-hand grab if you're talking about catch.
did you play Pickens tonight? Did I see him out there?
We
Yeah,
played
every now
Yeah.
and
Pickens,
then.
but he's still on that limited
I'll tell
doctor
you
list.
what, Ballard. Pickens isn't playing. Brock Bowers played, but they weren't going to target Brock that much.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. We're saving Pickens and Brock for Bama.
No, what's going on with Pickens is Pickens has a limited number of plays he can play because he's still kind of injured.
Well, also don't forget about Dominic Blaylock. He was on special teams, number 8 running around.
Oh,
So,
And
yeah. I keep forgetting
but
all about
Blaylock
him.
didn't. But he didn't do anything because he's so far behind. And I mean, when you have Brock Bowers and some other guys out there, and after the performance tonight, it's going to be really hard to take a
here's the thing
risk.
with Pickens. I hope in 2 weeks that Pickens plays, how much Pickens plays is not limited anymore, and he's free. But right now, he's still limited on the amount of plays he can play.
But I personally think I've seen Pickens at SEC championship and this game. I think he's 100%. Kirby just doesn't want to risk it. You
No,
know.
the team doctor is limiting his plays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that Kirby can't do anything about that.
Okay.
But
All right. So, something else I wanted to point
I'll
out
say this
from
though. I bet Kirby's gonna try to convince the team doctor for the Natty game to kind of like let him go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let him play his last game free.
Yes. And when I was N'Kobe Dean versus Hassan Haskins, which was a major talking point this whole game. N'Kobe Dean
One.
told Hassan Haskins that N'Kobe Dean was like, hey boy, I'm your daddy. I'm
Yeah,
a
the
Same thing
savage.
with
Kobe
Blake
Dean
Corum. Same thing
said,
with
"Look,
Blake
I'm your
Corum.
daddy." That's what happened.
No,
He's good. Haskins is good, but no, he ain't nothing when he plays SEC football.
All right, look. First, Haskins is like he's an amazing running back. All right, you know.
No doubt. He
No, I
just
heard
got
UGA
bodied by
boy said that
N'Kobe
he
Dean.
can't. He said that Haskins. He said Haskins wasn't that good or something. I don't know.
No, Haskins is good, but he's not against SEC. He's just not.
Well, he could have made. I
He
mean,
reminded me of the Leonard Fournette trying to go against Alabama. They hyped him up and didn't do
Oh
squat.
yeah.
Didn't do squat. I mean,
well,
I'm serious. Like I knew he wasn't going to run all over
UGA
Georgia.
boy. Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Did he get good blocking tonight? When
I
did he
mean,
have open space, like one on
right.
one?
That's what I'm saying. When he plays the SEC team, he's not going to have it.
Yeah, but it's not his fault that he's not getting
Right.
blocking. What did you see him one on one?
Transfer portal.
What did you see him one on one with N'Kobe Dean? I mean, so I think it was more about Georgia's run defense versus the Michigan run offense. Wasn't really Haskins' fault.
Well, let's just be honest here. Georgia out talented Michigan from the word go. Just out talented them.
And the thing with Leonard Fournette, if he got the blocking that Ezekiel Elliott got versus Alabama, Leonard Fournette would have killed Bama.
I also want to talk about Quay Walker a little bit.
It has to do with blocking as well. But yeah,
Yeah, Quay. How about Quay Walker, number 7? Talk about it, Keith.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
My
Keith.
gosh, this guy was trying
Is he
to
a
put
freshman?
Michigan players in the hospital.
Is he a freshman?
No, he's a senior.
The 2 hits he had tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. God,
he
he's
was
a
trying
beast.
to put somebody in the Miami hospital tonight. My gosh, those were some sick licks that he was laying. And,
and this is kind of emotional for me in a way because 6 hours ago I was sitting in my basement hiding from the tornado sirens because my TV was off. They told me to take cover, emergency alert. But then now I can see a Georgia victory and Happy New Year.
Yeah, that's right. Because Georgia had some tornadoes. I got some alerts. Yeah, because I follow some Georgia stuff over there.
I posted the tornado sirens on my channel.
Oh, okay.
So that people don't think I'm lying about something.
Yeah,
Trevon Walker did good too. What was he? 40? Is he 41, 44 for Georgia?
I mean, look, UGA boy, I think it's fair to say that all the Georgia defensive players played good.
Yeah.
You're saying Quay Walker played good, Trayvon Walker. I mean, we could say all of them.
Yeah, all of them played good.
Let's just be honest.
Jordan Davis had a great tackle there. That 350-pound guy dropped, what's his name? What was it, Haskins or somebody there in the backfield?
Hassan Haskins.
Hassan Haskins is great, man. The fact that y'all were able to stop that run game there. And also, man, and one of the reasons I wasn't downing Georgia when I picked Michigan, but at the same time, man, their O-line has been pretty stacked and really, really strong. And plus the run game, I mean, that's kind of where I gave a little bit of the advantage and the nod to Michigan to possibly get the win. And obviously I was wrong about it, but y'all were able to break through those big guys right there tonight.
Whoa, you gave the advantage to Michigan in the run game against Georgia's run defense?
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
Well, because of their offensive line.
Yeah, Jordan Davis, Devontae White, I mean, come on, Ballard.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying I knew Haskins wasn't going to do nothing tonight.
Well, and here's the thing.
I mean, have you watched Georgia for 12 games? Jesus, it's hard to run on. It's hard to run on Georgia. You'd be lucky if you get 32 yards.
Well, let me add something in. Let me just add something to you. Georgia's already played an NFL caliber offensive line in Kentucky. Kentucky probably has one of the top 5 best offensive lines in the entire nation.
That's all I got this year, really.
That offensive line is amazing.
Kentucky has a really good offensive line, and they continue to recruit 5-star offensive line players for their team. So I wasn't really concerned about the offensive line play too much because we've dominated offensive line 34-10 or 34-13 before, or whatever the score was against that Kentucky game.
Well, and the thing about Hassan Haskins and Blake Corum is when they got a little bit of room outside, they never escaped. So really, N'Kobe Dean did win that battle, and all the other linebackers, they never escaped.
To
know,
me,
the
I
other
was more
games-
worried about that.
in the
That
other
white
games,
was
you
it
see-
97? That good white. Well, I mean, Michigan's got some really good players, but what's that standout guy on defense that
Oh
Michigan
yeah,
has?
Is it
Aiden
Hutchinson?
Aiden Hutchinson, the guy who got
That's
0
who
sacks.
I was more worried
Best
about him on
defensive player.
defense than I was the running back.
Hey, UGA boy, this is the amount of sacks he got. 0.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. If I was worried about a Michigan player, I was more worried about him than I was
And-
Haskins.
And then you got
And
the
a
other
Jabo.
defensive lineman, the other star defensive lineman.
Oh, Jabo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. UGA Boyd Ballard. I have a bone to pick with y'all.
Uh-oh.
You didn't give Georgia the best defensive line and linebackers in the playoffs. What are y'all doing?
Oh,
Make that decision.
what I never said that the defense. I thought we've had the best front defensive line. When did I?
Well, somebody popped up a chart that Michigan had the best D line and Alabama the best
Oh,
linebackers in the playoffs. Who made that decision? I need to know now.
right. Ballard, you found that on Instagram, that chart?
Which
It was like an
one?
arguable
The,
debate of everybody being in the playoffs.
Yeah, BS. I call BS.
Yeah, somebody made
from the
that
show the
chart.
other night?
Georgia has the best defensive line and the best linebackers. I don't know where did you even get that?
Well, that's
He
what I
got-
was saying. You know that.
Well,
that's where I'm
Ballard
calling
didn't
BS.
make it. He got it off Instagram.
Oh, he did.
But we were talking about it and we had a debate about it, and I gave the D line and that front seven to Georgia, no doubt.
All Georgia. That's
I
not
believe
even a
what-
debate.
I thought corners and safeties could have went to Cincinnati. I thought they had that right, maybe.
corners
But
to
that's Sauce
Cincinnati, and I feel like, and I'll give safeties to Alabama.
Yes. Well,
Alabama's the best safeties, but
I believe
Cincinnati
what
is the best
Ballard was
corner.
doing was just posting something and trying to point out how their logic was flawed.
If we want to go position by position, Alabama's the
You're
best.
welcome, Ballard. You can pay me in
If we want to go
PayPal or
position,
whatever else.
we can go position by position.
I'm just kidding, by the way.
Here's the facts. Alabama's the best quarterback. Michigan still is the best running backs. Alabama still is the best receivers.
Now here's
But
the debate.
Georgia's tight.
Jacob.
What?
Here's the debate: is Alabama's receivers, or who you going with for the playoff teams,
Georgia's receivers versus Alabama's receivers?
or Michigan? The playoff teams that made it this year, who had the advantage in receiving prior to the playoffs? Would you say?
I would give it to Alabama, but without John Mechie, I feel like you got to give it to Georgia.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Well, I'm going to tell you this, and everybody's going to disagree with me on this. After tonight, I think the best quarterback is Georgia.
All right, stop.
No.
That was a joke. Come on, man. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Come on now, stop.
I had to say that, but go ahead.
Here's my position by position. Quarterback is Alabama. Running backs is still Michigan. Wide receivers, without John Mechie, I'm giving it to Georgia. Tight ends, Georgia. Offensive line, still Michigan. They get it. They got exposed, still Michigan. Defensive line, Georgia. Linebackers, Georgia. Corners, Cincinnati. Safeties, Alabama. Talent, Georgia.
Well, I'll say
Coaching
this,
Alabama.
and again, looking back at tonight's game with Georgia, Michigan, I had one thing that I said all night long for the Dogs. I was just like,
Nice execution.
You're doing terrific.
Yeah, but when I saw that chart, and Ballard, you didn't even reply to my comment. I instantly said, I said something like, who put Michigan's D line and Alabama's linebackers over Georgia?
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and wide receivers is a debate. Okay, that can go either way. Even without John Mechie, that's a debate. D line and linebackers is not a debate. That's Georgia.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing: that tight end for Alabama looked good tonight.
Oh yeah, Cameron Latu.
Which one was it? Who do we?
18.
Billingsley.
Slade?
Slade
Yeah,
Bowman?
that's him. Yep.
That's not their tight end. That's wide receiver.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, him
that
and Ladd
Slade
McConkey
guy
are
looked
about
really
the same.
good.
Did y'all
Yeah.
see my video tonight? I think it was it wasn't halftime, but Georgia, they ended up winning 34-10, I think. But anyway, I made
34
one.
to 11.
Now, and we can go position by position for Georgia, Alabama if we want, because I feel like That does decide a lot of the game.
Michigan stuck in Indy because where they have the Big Ten title game.
Oh
They got
yeah,
stuck there.
they got
This is
stuck.
the saddest CFP game ever.
Well, I mean, and
Because of all the
a
hype.
lot of people are complaining about that. SEC again, same team, same teams win. Georgia hasn't made the Natty in 4 years. I don't know where the same team making the Natty is.
Well, it's not really more of the same team. Look, this is my argument is, I kind of said this, in fairness to Cincinnati. I said when everybody had a debate about Cincinnati being in the playoffs, I said, what's so different than Oklahoma or whoever like Notre Dame lose by 20 points, to whoever in the playoffs every year?
You see,
Well, and
even
so
when stuff like
if
that,
you go back now, look at Michigan. They lost by 24 points, whatever. I mean, and Cincinnati technically got blown out. So,
but I mean, UGA boy, even when you feel like a blowout's going to happen, you still have to put the right team in because guess what? People thought the same exact thing, and I know Ballard might be a little bit upset at this, but people thought the same exact thing when Bama played Ohio State in 2014, and look what happened.
They
Yeah.
thought, what?
Exposed. So it's always about putting the right team in, no matter what.
Right. Well, so that's what I was saying. In fairness to Cincinnati, I said, well, "What's the difference of putting them in?" That's what I said before. When everybody
It's a
had the
huge
debate,
difference. I mean, you have to be fair.
it's no. We can't sit here and
Believe
put
me,
a
Jacob.
non-Power 5 school because Cincinnati failed tonight. Michigan didn't do so well either.
Well, Michigan deserved
Let me
it.
say
They
this
were
real
going.
quick,
Jacob.
Come on now, Michigan was going
Believe no. In 2014, I was not too big on Bama at all. I really wasn't.
Well, I mean,
I
that's
think we
when
got
Bama
exposed
was.
for who we really were.
That's
Hey,
when Bama line. That's when Bama's defense was great, and they ran the ball a lot, giving it to Derrick Henry, and then their quarterback position. Geez, Bama's had some pretty bad quarterbacks, but that might be the worst one they've had. Blake Sims. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not gonna lie.
That's probably the worst quarterback they've had in the Saban era. And I'm not trying to say that to over exaggerate, but I truly think he was worse than John Parker Wilson, worse than Greg McElroy, definitely worse than AJ McCarron, Miles worse than
Andrews out.
Worse than Tua, dude.
Worse than Mac Jones, worse than Bryce Young, obviously. I mean, Jalen Hurts. I feel like Jalen Hurts is a little bit better at Alabama.
Andrews out was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about Nick Saban era.
Oh,
my man J-Dub, Happy New Year, buddy. Roll Tide. Good win today.
Yeah, congratulations, Alabama.
Hey, congratulations, Alabama. But tip your hats off to Cincinnati for giving Alabama a good tough defense to play against.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
But Alabama also gave their own version of their tip to Cincinnati.
Yeah,
and
that's one thing the chart got right. Cincinnati having the best corners. Yeah, they do. Those Cincinnati.
Well, I had a feeling Alabama was going to do a ground attack. They were going to go away from
300 rushing yards. Fine. I mean, the Bama run game, kind of like Ole Miss, it came alive because they ran a 3-3-5 with the 3 D linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 DBs.
Yeah, Cincinnati can't always stop a run. They're struggling.
Well, yeah, because you got 6 people in the box and then you got 5 DBs.
Yeah.
Arkansas and Ole Miss, they run 3-2. They run a 3-2-6, so 5 people in the box.
Happy New Year, Jeff. How you doing, buddy?
Happy New Year, Jeff.
Good year to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Jeff.
Of all the people who have been proven wrong so far this day, the meteorologists on the Des Moines, Iowa television stations are leading the pack.
What did they do?
They have been telling us since 8 this morning that we're going to get hit with 4.5 feet of snow, that Jesus is going to come back, that this is the end of the world. Cars will be frozen to the ground. Houses will collapse under the weight of the snow. Blah, blah, blah. Winter storm warning. Look out. We're going to get bombed. Nothing. We have nothing so far.
Oh man,
We have been. We are in the 12th hour of a winter storm warning, and we don't have a single flurry that has landed yet.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, we could get 3 or 4 inches before noon tomorrow, according to the radar. But 3 or 4 inches of snow is not. They were hyping this up like this was going to be some kind of a major event because that's what weather guys
Like
do.
it was the apocalypse or
over
something.
exaggerated.
Yeah. They completely overplayed it. I mean, we're gonna get some snow. We're gonna get 3 or 4 inches of snow. That's normal here. Whoop-de-doo. They were acting like we were, this is, a major event. Okay.
Well, yeah, 7 hours ago, I was in my basement hiding from tornadoes, tornado sirens, all that stuff. So I got hit with a little bit of weather today, but I'm fine.
Yeah, we're gonna have some bad weather. Me and Ballard is down in Alabama tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I
me
did see that. I did. You guys
Really
are in for
interesting.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
then
hope
the
we
game
can.
cut off.
I hope we can keep power because, again, like I mentioned, I'm going to try to go live for that Rose Bowl.
And my question is, when do tornado sirens go off for 15 minutes? I mean, geez. It went on for a while, so I was like, oh my goodness. But I was in my basement safe. And there was no tornado, thankfully.
Man.
It's actually the first time I've heard tornado sirens, to be honest.
Hey, well, everybody that's in this call, y'all can all give yourself a nice POB.
What's up, Will?
What's up,
You ready for that title?
What's up, Will?
Can you get your
What's up,
ass
Will?
kicked?
Oh, well, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, buddy. How you doing?
Go ahead and give all of yourselves a POB, a nice pat on the back there. Because
Nice
both
execution.
because
You're
all
doing
of the
terrific.
teams that are represented here in this call are going to the national championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Ballard, I didn't know I was a mod. I didn't know you made me a mod on this channel. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I got you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love the sign that they said we're going to Indy in the at the end of the Georgia game, but then they had a little sign out saying we need tickets, like a homeless person.
That's classic.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
nice
you know
picture,
who's
Jacob.
going to be in Indy? Michigan. They're stuck in Indy.
Oh,
They're going to be there as well.
Yeah, they are. Hey, nice
They're
picture,
going to be there as
Jacob.
well. I'm glad we didn't do the Gatorade after the end because we have business to handle. And whether we'll do,
Yeah.
we still have another game we need to look forward to.
Yeah.
And last time they put up
I
40
see a lot of the Georgia fans were really praising Kirby for, him clamping down on his players. And I was too. I thought that was Kirby was absolutely doing the right
He
thing.
finally had a game where he
But
showed attitude. Yeah.
The very fact that there were players who grabbed the bucket and planned to do this in the first place was a tip-off.
Yeah.
Because there was absolutely no such move in Dallas. In fact, the celebration amongst the Alabama players after the game was extremely muted, I thought. They and that's the difference of been there before. They just did this last year. So they know it's still kind of new and exciting to the Georgia players. So I understand why but Kirby was absolutely right. I mean, today was just setting the stage for part 2. That's all today was.
Hell yeah.
And quite honestly,
So I just wonder. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know I've talked smack all year, and I picked Georgia in the preseason, but there's no chance in hell Kirby will never beat Saban. Kirby, look, I know he has come close. He's had his chances. I do hope, obviously, that Alabama wins the national title game, and just wait, because maybe next week or whatever, I'll get the official preview video out for you guys. But I would not be surprised if Kirby and the Dogs are holding up that golden crown. Y'all have had that team this year, and outside of that Bama loss, y'all have just been spectacular. I'm just gonna give you props there.
Yeah, and you know who also had a bad day?
Who?
All the SEC haters.
Oh, yeah.
All the
Hey,
SEC
Hell
haters
yeah.
like Slim Shady, Golden Blue, I can call them
You
out.
know, I'm just going to be straight. My grandmother was watching these games and she's like, I'm pulling for the Big Ten. Well, first off, she's a Penn State fan, but it wasn't forget conferences. She's like, the SEC just acts like they're better. They act like and all I had to say after everything was like, cause they're the SEC and they are. Nana.
that's pretty much the best way to
and
put
look,
it.
I'm
I
not.
mean,
I don't like the people that cheer for conferences. I just don't do that stuff. I cheer for Georgia, and that's it. All the other teams can do whatever.
Get
Hey, Ballard and Jeff, this doesn't apply to you, but for all the rest of us in the chat or in this call, or in the chat, um, and it, after this Georgia game, all these other all the people from the Big Ten and every other conference will be like, well, Michigan just wasn't no good. 1980, Michigan just wasn't no good, and
Well,
so
Michigan's good. Michigan. I mean, Michigan's still a great team. They just Georgia did
Georgia's not
better.
a good team. Michigan no good.
I mean,
And
people
so,
act like these teams that lose in the playoffs, like Michigan. Michigan's still a great team. I just,
and too,
Oh, yeah, they're a great
I'm
team.
not going to say that they'll make it back next year or even win the Big Ten, but I really don't think that this year was a first, one and only time for Harbaugh. I really think that if he can up the recruiting game or whatever, and I'd even say the same for Fickle, man. I mean, these could be your next programs outside of Bama and Georgia potentially.
well,
If Michigan played Cincinnati, Michigan would probably win.
Let's calm down a little bit, Ballard. Next
I know.
programs.
I'm going to calm
I
down.
mean, come on now. Let's
all
cool
right,
down.
I
hey
said
guys,
I
I'll
think. I'm
see
not
y'all later.
guaranteeing
I'm
anything,
gonna
Jacob.
dip out here.
All right, we'll see,
But
Keith.
but it was
See
great
you later,
talking
man.
to each and every one of y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your new year.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get too lit or crazy.
Oh, you gotta
Or
be crazy
don't
on
let the fireworks get away from you. Or the weather. Y'all stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay.
All right, we'll see you, man.
Alright.
Happy New
All
Year.
All right.
right. See
Go
y'all
see ya.
later.
Dogs,
Happy
man.
New
Go
Year.
Dogs.
Go dogs.
dogs.
Um,
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
There was
just
a
I
saying.
lot
don't
of yelling in
I
my
don't think
post-game
that
video.
I don't think that today's results suddenly make Michigan or Cincinnati crappy teams.
That's my
No,
point.
Oh no,
no,
They're both
That's my
they're
absolutely.
both
no.
they're both worthy teams. What we saw today was the difference between level A and level B.
Hmm.
There's just the next step. And listen, part of what I do for a living is covering AAA baseball.
Hmm.
And I see 45 to 50 AAA games a year. And these are the guys that are one step away from making the major leagues. And most of them are never going to get the call.
Yeah.
And
I said earlier, Jeff.
they are superior athletes in every single stretch of the word.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
you get to the highest level, the margins are extremely thin, but they're in titanium.
Hmm.
I said earlier,
Uh,
Jeff, that looking at these games,
and that
I don't
and,
think it
and
was one of those where the
no,
Cincinnati and Michigan lost, but I think he just kind of saw how dominant Georgia and Bama are.
what you saw was a Georgia team that currently has 19 5-stars playing against a Michigan team that currently has 3. You saw an Alabama team that has 14 5-stars playing against a Cincinnati team that has none.
Oh,
They don't have a single 5-star.
They don't
a
have a
single
single. They don't have
5-star.
no.
Damn.
And
Wow.
Two
see
players in the
that
top 77.
that is what that's the difference. And they
Okay.
kept saying Sean McDonough kept saying over and over again in the broadcast of the Cotton Bowl that Cincinnati has never seen a defensive front. Their O-line has never seen a defensive front like Alabama's, and reverse. Their
Mhm.
defensive line had never seen an offensive line like Alabama's. That the body type, the body size, the strength, the speed was just too much. That's the argument I have been trying to make to these Cincinnati huggers. all season. Never mind the fact that they were playing Alabama. I was making this argument when Cincinnati in the middle of October when people wanted Cincinnati in the top 4 that they would not be able to survive a weekend and week out SEC schedule. They would be 7-5, 8-4, because the difference in body type, the difference in speed, the difference in athletic ability would, from one week to the next, wear them down. And that's what happened tonight. Look at the opening drive of the game. Alabama ran 11 plays, 10 of them on the ground, and just ran the ball right down their throat. They more or less said, you don't have a big enough dick to get in a piss fight with us.
Right. I got you there.
Well, yeah, but
And
I feel
and Georgia went to Michigan and said, you can't run with us.
Oh yeah, babe.
oh yeah, Georgia.
Definitely.
Georgia's 20
And
players are better.
yeah, and which takes nothing away from quality teams in Ann Arbor and Cincinnati.
Oh yeah,
It's
they're
just
still a good team.
it's just what happened to Cincinnati. They're a group of 5 team, a great one, but they ran into the defending national champions, coached by the greatest coach of all time. What happened to Michigan? They ran into a historically great defense with a team loaded with NFL players. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The really the thing I'll say, and I said this earlier, but I really don't think. I mean, you know, and they're not going to be in the position of Georgia and Alabama where they'll make it every year. But when you look at what Luke Fickell has done with Cincinnati, you look at just who he is as
Oh, yeah,
a
great
coach. You
coach.
look at Harbaugh. I don't think this was a one-time run for these teams. And I'm not, again, it won't be very consistent, but don't be surprised if they can keep recruiting and just be, top 10, top 15 teams year in and year out. Especially, I mean, we could get Michigan, but I'd say the same maybe for Cincinnati.
Well, and here's one of the biggest problems with Cincinnati. And they were starring out against other AAC teams. But with their offensive line, even against AAC teams, their offensive line was still not doing good. So if their offensive line wasn't doing good
Gotta
against
step away real quick,
AAC
guys.
teams, how are they supposed to do good against Will Anderson in Alabama?
Yeah, like if you're not doing good against the AAC, you're not going to do any good against the SEC.
Yeah, and the other positions they played great against the AAC teams. With the offensive line, they were not good against AAC teams at all.
Nope.
Yeah, now there are 2 corners tonight, Bryant and what's the other guy? They call him Sauce. They were great.
Yeah,
They were great. But you know what happened? Bill O'Brien just said, okay, we're not going to let your 2 NFL cornerbacks beat us.
Uh-huh.
We're not going to put the ball anywhere near them.
Yeah.
And so and you can't match up against us in the other 9 places on the field. And it was just the attrition. I've been saying all December. How many times have you heard me say 77-2, 77-2, 77-2? The difference in the number of top 300 recruits on the 2 squads. It showed up.
it did. Same thing with Georgia and Michigan.
And the one thing where I was wrong was in a stream this morning, and I don't remember whose stream it was, but Ray Finkel, the guy that's in the thing that he calls himself Ray Finkel's house, whatever the hell that means. I have no idea what that means. But he calls himself Ray Finkel's house. He asked me about 150 questions, and one of them was how many yards I thought Robinson would rush for today. And I said, best case scenario, he's going to run for over 100, but he might get to 150. Well, I had no idea he was going to go for 204.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Cincinnati has 5 DBs, and their defensive line and linebackers, they're filled with 2 and 3 stars. And their DBs are NFL corners, but the 2 and 3 stars are not. And that's where Bama attacked.
Yeah. I just expect a lot of, like in my post-game video today, I yelled and screamed a lot in my video. So if you were to watch that video, I suggest not wearing headphones. And
I need my post-game video.
Yeah, And my preview video for Georgia, Alabama is probably going to be pretty loud too. So yeah, you might not want to wear a headset.
Yeah, and I didn't
Well,
really
no,
like how.
this is where I will forgive the Georgia fan base a little bit, because in the week leading up to the Natty, it's all we're talking about now. We're not talking about winning a conference championship. We're not talking about winning a regular season game. Now we're talking about winning the Champagne Flute.
Hell yeah.
We're talking about the Natty now.
Mhm.
So now it's all no holds barred. Now just let it fly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it absolutely rip.
Yeah.
You know what? What was I say?
But see,
Oh.
what Trenches? I was in Chess's stream for a little bit tonight,
So
and I like Trenches a lot. But
Mhm.
what Trenches and some of the Georgia fan base fails to understand, they don't see it because they're the ones guilty of it. So they don't understand this. From the moment Alabama lost at Kyle Field, you fucking Georgia fans crowned yourselves the national champions.
Oh.
And the
Yeah.
Alabama fan base has had to sit here for 2.5, 3 months and listen to the puppy fans bark and yip about this historic defense, about how all the stars were aligned. This is our year. 2019 belonged to LSU, 2020 to Bama. Well, 2021 belongs to Georgia. And then they forgot that their daddy was coming to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, their daddy's going to be in Indianapolis too.
All right. That's
Yeah,
on,
well,
Jeff.
Well, to be yeah. Well, to be fair, a lot of the
It's on. It's
Mhm.
on.
Hell yeah.
And after hearing 10 weeks of you fuck your sister, you don't have indoor plumbing, Alabama's just figured out how to pave roads, you married your cousin, you don't have any key. After hearing all that shit from people who live in the state where they filmed the movie Deliverance, for God's sake, and I got to listen to that shit. Okay, all right, you're asking for it. You're asking for it.
well, to
Round
be
two, guys.
And if Bama wins this natty, I promise you, I will be the most hated. I'll be the person you hate the most in the world,
I won't hate you, Jeff.
because I will be unrestrained and because of what I had to put up with for all those weeks through the rest of the regular season, and the struggle wins, and you couldn't beat we blew Arkansas out, and you look at how you barely beat Arkansas. You only ran for 6 yards a game. All that shit, I'm gonna dance in your blood if it ends up being a Bama win in Indianapolis. And if
Oh,
Georgia wins, I'll be right in here to congratulate you and say, hey, for the first time since Jimmy Carter was president, you're the national champion.
I'll be going crazy
Well,
if we win.
yeah, I will be too. But if we're being 100% fair here, a lot of the Bama fans are crowning us national champions as well. I mean,
What?
they kind of were before this. Some of them at least.
Yeah, some of them.
Not.
Oh.
I didn't say all of them. I said.
All I said was that Georgia was the best team in the country,
Yeah, you didn't crown us.
deserved that ranking, and that the best thing that could possibly have happened to Georgia did when Ohio State got beat.
Yeah.
Because you would not have done to Ohio State what you did to Michigan tonight, because Ohio State's weapons are to attack the secondary.
Well, maybe on offense we would.
And Michigan's not. And if you think that Georgia's going to score 37 points on Alabama's defense, I got a bridge to sell you.
No, well. The one part where I think we would even do a little bit better on Ohio State is when we're on offense, because Ohio State's defense is worse than Michigan's.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But let's just be honest here. Ohio State would score more on us, especially attacking our weakness, than Michigan did, because they ran right into our strength. Ohio State, they could throw over our weakness.
It was fun seeing old khaki pants getting it handed to him.
Yeah.
I have no love for Michigan. I mean, I grew up in Central Illinois. I remember the Bo Schembechler days, and I do not like Michigan at all. So muck Michigan. I used to have an Illinois orange shirt with blue letters on it that said "Muck Michigan." So yeah, yeah. So no love there. I got no problem with that. And we get the rematch, which I like because, and the SEC haters are just they just must be puking. They just must be.
Yeah.
Everybody that hates the SEC must just be sick tonight. And too
Yeah.
bad for them. Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
Because
right.
because these are the best two teams in the country.
Hell yeah.
This is by right who should be playing for the Natty, and we got it. There's no fluke team here. There's no miracle win. Somebody had a double tipped pass or something like that. I mean, the two best teams are going to play for the national championship.
That's how it should be.
Hey Jeff, Tiger Baskins named his stream Jeff Webster's Basement.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Is he live now?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's live.
I probably need to go over there. Tiger Baskins' problem is he shot his mouth off about the SEC championship game, and he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, because I went back and watched the replay of the game, and he talked about, we only brought 3. We never brought a corner blitz. We didn't have a spy. And he's absolutely 100% proven wrong by the video. He has no idea what he was talking about.
It says live from Jeff Webster's basement. Go Dogs.
All right, Tiger.
He said, "All right,
Happy New Year, Happy New Year's, gentlemen. I'm about to go draw my lightsaber."
All right.
All right, Jeff. Happy New Year's.
See you, Jeff. Happy New Year, buddy.
Congratulations on the win.
Good luck. Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, but what was I going to talk about next? I was going to talk about, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. The SEC haters, their first video tomorrow is going to be like, I'm going to guess the title of the video, and this is what it's going to be for all the SEC haters. Big 12 fans, Big 10 fans, ACC fans, Pac-12 fans. This season is the most boring season in college football history. There.
Wait, what?
That's what they're going to say, all
what?
the SEC haters. This is the worst season in college football history.
Oh,
this is the most boring season I've ever witnessed.
Hey, I wonder what SEC Shorts is going to release on was it Monday?
I'm going to stay in the stream, but I need to see what's going on.
Oh, I got an idea for what they should release.
Ballard.
What's the idea?
Ballard.
So, the playoff committee tries to block the entrance into Indianapolis for both Georgia and Alabama, saying, "No, we
stay there.
You've been here before. We need to let other people in."
Oh yeah.
Well,
what were you going to say, Jacob?
Is it possible that you can pop up the live chat for Tiger Basket stream so I can see what Jeff has to say?
I got it up right now, but Jeff
is it possible that you can pop it up, Ballard?
I could go find his stream. Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now. He hasn't gotten live yet.
I kind of want to see it, what Jeff has to say.
It says waiting for Tiger Baskins. Only 2 people only 3 are waiting.
I bet Jeff is one of those 3 people.
No, Jeff hasn't said anything.
No, he's probably waiting though.
Yeah, but
he still has me blocked on his channel. That's
Tiger Baskin?
You can't watch his videos.
Tiger Baskin?
I can watch him. I can't comment. He said you ain't supposed to be hidden.
Wow.
So how can you tell if you're blocked?
Because if you type your comment, but then what you do is if you refresh and your comment's not there.
He's live now.
Oh, I got it.
Pop it up now. Pop it up. You need to see the chat.
I don't have it on because I think it's gonna echo.
New Year to all of you people.
Let's see if Jeff's in there.
I'm literally on a dog live page right now trolling.
He's not.
Literally what TB does.
He's not even a real Georgia fan.
What'd he say?
But
He
yes,
said he was strolling
Happy
on
New
a
Year to my
Georgia
people.
page.
Amazing
Whatever.
No,
win by
I
my
want to see
dog.
Jeff's first comment.
Krista McGavitt, Happy New Year. Jeremy Garrettson, Keith Shelley, all of you guys. Hope y'all have had an amazing
So apparently,
Crimson
Friday night.
Brave in
I know
there.
I have as a
Yeah,
dog.
Crimson
apparently
Braves
this
in
is
there.
I know some
this is
Alabama
what Jeff
fans that had
Webster's
an
basement looks like.
amazing night. Oh, I forgot the name of this. Was I was in Jeff Webster's basement? Yeah, that's funny.
Jeff Webster's basement.
Oh my gosh.
I guess we will have another SEC championship rematch. I mean,
What's the first thing Jeff's gonna say?
that's got to make all these other conferences feel good. Like,
I don't know.
I'm sure
Probably roll tide.
No, I won't even say. Anyways,
He
I
said
called a
some
few
stuff
Michigan fans
that we
today,
already knew.
And needless to say, they were a little upset. Jeremy, please tell me more about you winning $100 in poker. Happy New Year, USO.
I don't even want to hear Tiger back. I want to
Tell
see
me
the
that while I'm
website.
talking, guys. Please tell me.
Yeah, I just wanna
what did you
know
do for
when
New
Jeff
Year?
says
What did you do for
something.
New
I'll
Year?
keep an eye on.
So
I
what
don't
you
want to
do Friday?
get
Val,
copyright.
Val,
I'll let you.
Well, I was gonna
I'll
ask
let you know when I see it if he
Yeah.
shows up in the comments.
Yeah, well, next time you did, because we don't. I don't care what Tiger Basket's has to say. I just want to hear what Jeff says.
Yeah. Hey, you should subscribe. I know Jeff hasn't uploaded on his channel, but you
Tiger
should subscribe to him.
response. I want to hear his response, but I don't want to. Yeah.
Howard, are you subscribed to Jeff Webster on YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm subbed to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I am too.
And I think he's subbed to me as well. Actually,
I don't think Jeff is subscribed to me. I don't think he even knows about my channel.
I don't know. He's never commented on my channel, but I think he's subbed at least.
You know who is subscribed to my channel?
Who?
Trenches.
Oh yeah, Trench is subbed to mine as well.
Yeah.
And guess what? Fun fact about me and Trenches, I have more subs than Trenches has.
Oh my god. Wait, really?
Yeah, 297 for me and 200 something for Trenches, but it's not what I have.
Between
And that's
the
not to brag or
Trenches.
anything. That's just something I figured out.
Trenches has 259. You know, thing is though, he has made less videos than I have though.
And I actually have more views than him as well. I have around over 50,000.
Now you're bragging.
Oh, sorry. So, yeah, Ballard, if you were to watch my YouTube video, you should probably not wear a headset because I screamed a lot in that video.
Well, yeah, we gotta be excited. But
I know.
here's some of the differences in tonight's game that I'm really glad we saw. I like the trick play of McIntosh. That was great.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome.
I liked how we sent pressure, unlike we did. And we sent a little bit of pressure versus Alabama, but I didn't like it. Not at least. I'm glad we sent more, especially on the outside blitzes. We were able to track down Michigan's running backs. We gave up two big. Now, here's what I don't like. Even though it wasn't completed, we let Michigan receivers get behind us, and that kind of concerned me. Now, because Michigan's quarterbacks are average, they didn't hit those guys. But there was a lot of times where they were behind us, and I did not like that. Because guess what? If Bryce Young's in the game, he's hitting those passes, and that concerns me.
We got to be on top of Bryce Young.
Yeah, I'm talking about the fact that Michigan receivers were always getting behind us. And the Michigan wasn't hitting those passes because their quarterbacks are average. But if Bryce Young was in the game, he's hitting those passes, and that concerns me.
Yeah. I got a Georgia hat for Christmas.
But another thing too is that Michigan has a way better offensive line than Alabama does, and that's just true. So I feel like we can get the Bryce Young quicker. Where hopefully we don't have to worry about those deep plays if we send 5, 6, 7, sometimes 7 people. Because LSU and Auburn did the same thing, and look what happened.
Yeah.
And we don't have 2 NFL corners like Cincy has, so I feel like that's what we got to do. Use our strengths, not our weaknesses.
But we at least have 5 stars.
5 stars, but not, yeah. I mean, when you want to look at the Georgia-Bama game, here's the facts. Quarterback is Bama. That's not a question. Running backs is Georgia. That's not a question. Wide receivers is a debate. I feel like without John Mechie, I feel like Georgia's a little bit of an edge there. Tight end, that's no question. That's Georgia. Offensive line, Georgia. Defensive line, Georgia. Linebackers, Georgia. Corners, Alabama. Safeties, Alabama. Coaching, Alabama. Talent, Georgia.
Oh,
Whoa. The
whoa.
talent
Okay,
for
then.
Georgia?
Talent, Georgia.
Okay.
North five stars.
Ballard, do you disagree on that?
Well, I mean, Kirby is a recruiter. Is he a full-on, all-around head coach? No. He
Okay.
recruits well, so fine. I give you the talent advantage. Coaching wise, though, I do give it to Coach Saban and the Tide.
Yeah.
Defense overall, I give it to Georgia.
Overall,
Offense
it's Georgia.
overall, I give it to Bama, of course. I mean, it's the basics.
You know what I liked about Kirby Smart today? He finally got on top of Stetson Bennett
Yes.
and wasn't like, "Oh, Stetson, it's okay. You'll get him next time." He was like, "Dude, you screwed up. I can't believe you screwed up. You got to do better next time. You cannot be doing this bad." I like that.
Yeah.
I like the enthusiasm out of Kirby
he got
today.
so mad at Stetson, and he should, because Stetson.
Yes.
We could have 3 points right there.
Exactly.
Stetson was just, and I bet he got mad at Todd Monken in the locker room as
Great
well.
news.
Oh,
I will not be working on the night of the national
Let's
title
go.
game. I will be watching this game with you guys. And damn it, you better know I'm going live.
Okay.
I will not be at work. As far as my school schedule, we'll see. But
hey,
I'm gonna
Ballard.
be with my family, so I'm not going live.
Okay. What's up?
Because I want to spend time with them.
Ballard, I always wondered if I should start doing StreamYards on my channel because I know Jacob's done.
Man.
But
Here's the thing, though, Will. Here's the thing, though.
What?
If you go for free trial, you can only do StreamYards 20 hours a month.
A month, okay.
But it always resets.
And I do StreamYards some, but I've never gone over the 20 hours.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be streaming on the night on the national championship because my parents probably wouldn't let me.
Now, if you want to go over 20 hours, you can pay $25 or whatever.
No, I'm not paying. I'm just gonna. I'll go 20 hours or less. I probably only
Has Jeff
stream.
said anything yet?
Michigan.
Hey, I found your video. Can I play it?
I
you
mean,
reacted to. It says volume warning, but
yeah, I screamed a lot during the video.
Oh my gosh,
Ballard, if you don't mind, I'm gonna make my post-game video real quick, so I'll be back.
Yeah, take your time.
All right, I'll be back. See you later.
Y'all go check out Will Thorogood. How long you been actually doing videos, man?
Let's see. I joined YouTube about March 13th of 2020, so almost 2 years now.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff has not said anything in Tiger Baskin's stream.
Oh, okay.
But Crimson Brave points out that Bryce now broke the single-season record in passing yards and touchdowns in Bama history. And I'm not going to say the next word he said. He said RT, which means. Hold on.
Yeah, I know what it means.
Yeah, I don't want to say because I'm a Georgia fan. Christopher McDavitt says, that looks like Jeff's basement.
Oh, damn.
Damn, bro. I don't know why Tiger Baskins is saying live from Jeff Webster's basement.
It's going to be 25 degrees in Indianapolis for the title.
Oh my God!
That's what it says, at least for right now on AccuWeather. When I look at the and now they don't have a FPI or anything, but they at least have it set that it will be Georgia and Alabama, of course, for the title. But 25-degree weather in a championship game, holy crap! And now let me remind you, Lucas Oil does not have a roof. It's not like Mercedes-Benz where you can close the roof or anything. It's not. It's open field. It's all open air.
It's an indoor. Is it indoor or outdoor?
It's outdoor.
I thought it was indoor.
I think
it's indoor.
You might be right because I know what it looks like. Crap. You might be right. Hold on. Let's look at this.
I believe it's indoor. It's not like It's not like NRG Stadium where it's a retractable roof.
So this is the outside of it, and it looks great. It's got.
Yeah.
I guess it is indoor because look at this. I mean,
Yeah.
okay. Well, still, who the hell's gonna tailgate in that weather? I mean, I feel so sorry for anybody going to this game. 25.
Damn, that's just
Oh
cold,
my
man.
gosh, man. But it'll be a good game, man. I mean, I really, I think that it could be better than the SEC title, and like I mentioned, like again, I'll get my preview video out pretty soon. The game's on the 10th. We're 9 days away. Um, and there's going to be quite a bit to talk about leading up to it. We got one game left, and it should be a good one. But, dude, 25 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm not even. Now, let me remind you, I grew up in Florida.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
One state below me.
Jeez, man. That's crazy.
And here's me in Georgia. Nah, but it's damn 67 degrees in where I live. The nearest rain is 53 miles away from where I live.
Dude, it's like 70 degrees outside.
I know, right? It's
I'm in
so
Alabama.
warm. Yeah, I'm in Georgia, and it's like warm.
I mean, it's probably going to cool down later on this week, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, I appreciate the sub on my channel.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I've been making videos for almost 2 years now. I reached 50 subscribers in about a week. It'll mark 3 months. Yeah, it'll mark 3 months since I reached 50 subscribers. And
Nice.
you're almost at 500.
What's that?
You're getting closer and closer to
We're
500.
working on it. We're working on it, man. Y'all, anyone watching, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Go check out Will Thorogood too. I put his channel link in the comment section, so y'all go subscribe to him. There's a lot of great people you need to check out in this community.
Yeah, chess, trenches. I don't know really. I mean, any Alabama fans? Oh, Haas, he makes videos.
Haas 4017, yep.
Law Tide.
Oh, well, speaking of, I'm scrolling through Facebook. I'm friends with him. I got to check out his post game video. One time, we beat Cincinnati one time. I love Law Tide.
Is that your first? That's your first matchup against Cincy?
No, they played before. They actually, I was
I was about to say.
So when I do preview videos, I always like to talk about the last time they met, and I think they met at like 1990 or something like that.
Yeah, 1990.
Or a bowl game.
Yeah, and it was, and to give you the facts, Alabama's won all the matchups.
Yes, Alabama on their way back to the Natty, on their way back to go back to back, baby. Another chance to go back to back. Shout out to this man right here. Had a great game plan. Any team that wants to run a three-man line against Alabama's just asking for it. They're just asking for that 2009, that 2008, that 2011 Alabama team where we're just going to run it down your throat. And Brian Robinson, he ran his ass off. Man, tonight he was beast Robinson. You know what I'm saying? He was beast Robinson.
Beast Rob.
That guy showed out right there. Shout out to the defense. The defense was stymied all day long. They stymied them down.
All right.
Law Tide.
Roll Tide.
So now Georgia is 2-1 against Michigan. Because this was the third matchup between the two teams. I think Michigan won the first and Georgia won the second. Yeah, that's what happened. You know, there's some teams I can name that Georgia's never beaten, and one is a college that I don't know if you've ever heard of, like Miami of Ohio. It's like a Yeah, Georgia's never beaten them. We played them.
Really?
Yeah, we played them once and we lost to them. Who
I
else?
saw something a couple weeks ago. I think we were looking at it, but I think it was teams Alabama has never beaten.
Yeah.
There's some embarrassing ones on there, but you also got to think like it's only embarrassing because if they had lost to them today, you know what I mean? Like this was
Yeah.
back times like, oh, I don't even know where that school's located. Well, also, we're going back early 1900s. Nobody knows where Alabama was back then. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah. Hold on, I gotta find this list. We gotta talk about this.
I'm
Let's
scrolling
see.
through it right now. I'm trying to see who you
Teams
guys.
Alabama has never beaten.
I heard you
Oh,
guys
here
have.
we go. This was from.
You've never beaten Rice.
Yeah, I don't know which one you found, but this one
Wikipedia.
is from FanDuel.com. 6 teams Alabama has shockingly never defeated via FanDuel, posted last year on May 11th. And I guess this has to be all time.
Yeah. Minnesota.
Number 6 on the list is Minnesota.
Yeah.
All time that it was 0-1. So they've only met Minnesota in history one time.
Oh, and it was
Back in the Music City Bowl in 04,
17 years
20 to
ago.
16. Oklahoma State,
Oh,
0
I'm a
and
man.
1,
I'm a
34-31
man.
in the. I remember that game actually.
I was born. I was born before that.
NIU,
Oh,
19 to 16 in 2003.
that's a team Georgia Tech lost to
Northern
this year.
Northern Illinois.
It's a team Georgia Tech lost to.
Oh, Gus Malzahn, where you at? Gus, 40 to 38, October 28th, 2000. That's regular season right
That
there.
was at Bryant Denny.
Yes, it was. 2000. I think we had Dubos.
Yeah, I think so, man.
That was. I know it was before Shula came. I think we had Dubos. Utah. We never beat Utah. The last time they met, they have met one time. And I remind you, this was posted. I think it was posted last year. They've only played the Utes one time.
Yeah.
They're 0-1 against them. January 1st, 2009. That was right before that. That was the year of the 09 team, obviously, but that's how our 08 season ended. The Sugar Bowl, 31 to 17. Utah. And
Yeah, it was
right.
after you lost to
0
Florida.
3. This is sad. They haven't met since 1956, 20 to 13. But 0-3 against Rice. Listen, this goes to show you real quick. For anybody out there saying Obama beats everybody, I just named you 5 teams they've never
6.
beaten, and
6.
they have losing records against.
Yeah, and I can name teams Georgia's never beaten. I mean, I think Georgia's never beaten Navy or something like that.
Navy, really?
Apparently so. Let me see. I think Nate. Oh, Georgia's never beaten Rice either.
We have something in common.
Look at that. We've never beaten Rice.
We have never beaten a grain.
Wow. Yep, Georgia's never beaten Navy.
Is Alabama on that list? Oh wait.
Let me see. I'm looking under Wikipedia. No, Alabama's never played Navy.
Really?
No.
They've never met.
No, they've never met.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Fresno. No. I feel like. Oh, I know a team Georgia's never beaten. I think Georgia's never beaten. I think Georgia's never beaten. Yeah, we've never beaten West Virginia. Wow.
Oh, I just had an idea, and I know that I'd have to do research, and it'd be stealing from FanDuel right there. But man, I could do a series of videos. Like, okay, first one right there, and I could do in depth and go into it a little more, like teams Clemson's never beat, teams South Carolina's never beat, or teams like Bama or Georgia or Florida. Like these are the teams they have never ever beaten. Not teams they haven't met, but teams that they have losing records against.
You know, I have
That
another
would
one.
be a good series of videos.
I have another one Georgia's never been, and this may surprise you. You know Georgia's actually never been?
Who?
Syracuse.
Have they ever met?
Yeah, they met once in 1989, and Syracuse won that game by 1 point.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Apparently you guys lost to Duke one time, but it was like back in like the old days.
Well, last time we played them, we won. So I mean,
Yeah, 2019. Alabama's won 3 times. Duke has won once. Duke won the time Duke won, they won by 3. And Georgia's played Duke once and they beat them.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's always these teams that are like, oh, you expect Georgia to beat them, but Georgia's no. And same thing with Alabama. How about Nebraska? Okay, Georgia has beaten Nebraska, but in the all-time series, Nebraska leads 2-1. How about Nevada? Never played them. Oh boy. Old Dominion, nope.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. I don't have to work tomorrow, but again, I mentioned I think I want to go live for like the Rose Bowl stream or something, the
Oh
Rose
yeah,
Bowl game. But I'm
yeah.
gonna head to bed and kind of shut the stream down and everything. But Happy New Year to you and everybody else out there.
Thanks,
And
man. You
again, I'll
too.
say, I can't thank everybody enough. 2021
Mhm.
was an amazing year in
Oh yeah.
general.
Oh yeah.
But I've met a lot of great people like you, Will, and Trenches, and a
Trenches.
lot of other great people on here this past year. But here's to many more, and hoping 2022 has a lot of great things ahead. So,
Of course. Well, Happy New Year to you, Ballard.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck in the Natty.
Roll Tide, man. It's going to be a good
Alright.
one.
See you, man.
See ya. Thank you, Will, for coming on. Keith came on. Jacob, of course. My good friend Brian. Exhausted. I love each and every one of you. Again, thank you for an amazing year in 2021. 2022 is here, January 1st, 2022. And it's going to be a great year. Going to be a great year ahead. A lot of great things coming to the channel. You better believe we're going to get some Georgia, Alabama stuff out. And I mentioned, looking at my work schedule, it doesn't look like I'll work that Monday. I'll have to see what school looks like, though. I still got to set up a schedule for that here this week and get it taken care of. And we'll see what happens. But maybe I'll go live for you for the national title. But again, I'll catch you for the Rose Bowl stream most likely tomorrow. But I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. Get Happy New Year. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more amazing sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media checking out. Love y'all. Happy New Year. Bye. little all the way Zine for you.